Listens to WVON Berlin, Chicago. It's Matt McGill on Chicago's Essential Storyteller, WVON.
All right, it is a Friday, everybody, on the wonderful. Oh, today is my son's birthday. I should call him up. My son, Nicholas. It's his birthday today. Where's my phone? Maybe I'll call him up live on air. Should I? I should, shouldn't I? I don't know what I did with my phone. And wish him a happy birthday, right? Isn't that what a good father would do? Let me check my bag, everybody. You know, when you're all over the place, like me, I'm truly all over the place. Free Your Mind Friday. That's what Brian House says right there. Why not? I may have left my phone in the car, which probably makes sense because I was texting Courtney. Oh, here it is right here. How about that, everybody? It's Friday. It's June 5th. On this day, many years ago, my son was born. How about that? It's his birthday today. Yay! How do you feel when your children celebrate a birthday? Doesn't it make you feel older? I mean, it has to, right? Because the older they get, the older you get. We're not getting any younger. So I guess that's what it would be about. Anyway, let's see if I can pull him up here and... let's see if I can dial his number here. Okay. Let's see. You guys hear that? Is that coming over there? Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that, everybody.
Your call cannot be completed.
What? Did y'all hear that? Who's that lady talking to me? I think I gotta punch one in first. What do you say, Shapira? What do you mean? Really? I don't have to put one in? All right, let's see. Let's do this again. Oh, shoot. Shapira's right here. Now, let's see if he answers the phone. That's the trick. He has no idea.
Your call.
Oh, wow, it didn't go through. Am I supposed to hit 9 first? Maybe that's it, huh? No, just dial straight through? Really? All right. I'll try it again later because something's not going right. I guess it would make sense if I dialed it all right quick. We're going to try this one more time and see if I can wish my son a happy birthday. Let's see. Don't you like live radio? There we go. Even if my son sees this, he's probably wondering who in the hell is calling him. Hey. It's his birthday today, June 5th. He's probably like, who the hell is calling me? He probably thinks it's his student loan people calling him. Poor kids.
Has been forwarded to voicemail.
Yep. All right. He's not answering the phone. Let's see. I'm going to call. Should I call Shapira? Let's call Shapira. Let's call Annette Flournoy. Annette Flournoy, what are you doing? Hey, you saw some Bears news over there.
Yeah, thanks to you.
What do we have
over here thinking all things Chicago Blues today?
It is the Blues.
And your feed came in before my feed did.
What'd you see? What story did you?
Well, it looks like that Indiana might be winning the race. It looks like
bluffing.
Some team officials made a vote to move toward a stadium in Hammond.
They're bluffing. I think they're bluffing. There's no way the Bears are going to Indiana. I think they're bluffing.
I agree with you. I think as I got deeper into it in those last few seconds, I totally think it's a bluff.
But I don't know. I mean, so what does it say? Like the board of directors or something like that when they say they took a vote? Because, I mean, when you look at it, I don't think Indiana is giving them ownership of the stadium, though. I might be wrong in this. Let me Google this because the offers that are being made, I know Indiana is probably offering them more tax relief money. I can't believe the Bears are actually going to move to Indiana, Hammond, Indiana, which I don't have a problem with, right? I mean, for a lot of us, it's closer to get to Hammond than to Arlington. Not that I go to Bears games anyway, because, Soldier Field's so small that they don't have a lot of tickets available, right? So a new stadium would alleviate some of that. You would think those of us on the South Side, we have more access to games and everything like that. But do you think the NFL and the Chicago Bears want teams, what are they going to do? Fly into O'Hare and then drive all the way to a hotel around Hammond? Or are they going to stay in Chicago, which I guess is a possibility?
So, Matt, one reason I think this is kind of not as a nothing burger is because if an announcement like this came down, it would be a news conference. It will be done in a structured way. It would not be just ESPN talking about some announcement about some team board of directors who made a vote. Was it unanimous? What kind of vote was this? And who are these team board of directors that we never heard about them in this discussion?
Well, before? I think here's the thing. I think the Bears released the press release though. So I think they just released. They didn't do a press conference. I think it's the Bears that released the press release. I think this is their, engineering, this press statement, right? I think they did it. Their board of directors, we don't know who are on their board of directors or their board members or who they are. We've talked about that before. I think the Bears need to, and I like the Bears. I'm a big Bears fan, and the Bears have done, to me, in the last several years, they've done a lot of outreach to the African-American community, news organizations, WVON. They've made players available to us here at WVON, at least on this show. And I know I've got a relationship with them. Maybe there's some of the other personalities don't. But they have used Black PR companies and other outreach entities. They've engaged the African-American community in ways that they hadn't years prior. So I'm cool with the Bears. Now, they probably, in terms of looking at their board, they probably need some Black board members. I don't know that they do or don't have any, but that's something that should be out there for conversation. And really, the Bears are privately owned industry, guys. They can get to do what they want to do. We talked about this yesterday with Walgreens. And what is the obligation or is there an obligation? I don't know. Let's open the phone lines, talk about that and a lot more. Shapira Chiki is on the board today. She's DJing today's show. Annette Flournoy with the news until 1 o'clock, and then Logan after that. What we got? Giving away tickets to Ravinia today. I got some quiz questions for you to answer. Chicago Blues Fest. You heard Cleopatra. She's out there broadcasting and walking around and hanging out. And a lot of people heading over to Grant Park for day one of the 2026 Chicago Blues Festival. We kicked it off last night at the Ramova Theater. That was fun and a lot more. All of that to talk about. 591-1690. Phone lines are open. It's the Matt McGill Show. Get up on it, everybody.
More from Matt McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Staying active as you age can help improve mobility, balance, heart health, and independence. It's never too late to prioritize movement, and that's your healthy reminder.
This healthy reminder is sponsored in part by OSF Complete Care 55+.
Calling all nonprofit service providers. If you are an executive director, CEO, or development or program director of a local area nonprofit, this one's for you. Meeting the Moment is hosting its first webinar, Big Bill, Big Impact. What funders need to hear from you to avoid service disruption. Taking place Wednesday, June 10th from 11 a.m. until noon. This virtual session will offer participants direct insight into how funding decisions are being shaped and the critical role communication plays in influencing your outcome. We are convening leaders across government, philanthropy, and research to discuss funding priorities, frontline fundraising realities, and how you should be communicating to keep those resources flowing. Hear from Illinois Congresswoman Delia Ramirez, researcher Xavier Ramey from Justice Informed, Monique Jones, CEO of Forefront, activist and former CEO of the Knight Foundation, Sol Flores, and Chanel Ritchie of LL Communications. It's an action-packed hour of information that will help you navigate this critical time for nonprofits and provide you with tools you need while managing a changing financial landscape. Our Big Bill, Big Impact webinar is free, but you must register at eventbrite.com. For more information about the Meeting the Moment movement, log on to wvon.com/Meeting the Moment. Meeting the Moment is powered by the Chicago Community Trust.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou, a term provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
Protect your money and build your wealth. Sundays at 3 p.m., host and owners of Top and Top Insurance Agency, Clydell and Betty Top, teach you about protecting your assets, 401ks, annuities, life after retirement, the differences and benefits of life insurance. And they take questions. Their advice can enhance your financial future and your legacy. Call for a free WVON financial consultation, 773-881-8110. Tune in Sundays at 3 p.m. to protect your money and build your wealth. Powered by Top and Top Insurance Agency. Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
On your mark, ready, set, let's go. Dance floor pro, I know, you know, I go psycho when my new joint hit. Just can't sit, gotta get jiggy with it. That's it.
I tell you, this story about the Bears, though, is I tell you, this is going to be the biggest story around Chicago for the weekend unless something bigger happens. I don't know what bigger can happen in Chicago than the Bears, right? I mean, that's just the way we are, man. I mean, something big can happen, of course. It'd be some kind of catastrophe. What happened on the expressway yesterday? Annette, did you follow that story at all? That was on 290 going west, that car that had a body in it or somebody died on the expressway, right?
Yeah, I handled it mostly from a traffic perspective and all the delays that it caused for, that gridlock for hours, and people were in their cars. They were, forced to use the bathroom in their cars or nearby because it was total gridlock. But apparently there was some type of explosion.
Okay.
It was it turned into an FBI situation. They did not say, because it's still under investigation, whether there was a bomb in that car or what. But when you say explosion, what
do you think?
Right. Well, it's very unclear. The details are very sketchy. They're very stingy right now with information. And I'm just going by the word explosion. When something explodes, there was some sort of combustion. I don't know how caused, but something happened there. And then there was a death.
This is like the good old mob hit days, right? Is this? Wow. I kind of miss those days in Chicago where cars would blow up, man. When I was a kid, it was happening all the time and then it stopped. But we were like, when I was growing up in the 70s, there were always cars exploding. Like, and not necessarily in Chicago. They were always happening like around the suburbs, out by O'Hare, and these little hits, man. Because I guess they wanted to get out of the city and not be around Chicago police, and plus it was probably easier for them to kind of buy off some of the cops, like out in Arlington and places like that. But you always used to hear about they were doing. I remember when I was growing up in the 70s, they were the remote control bomb was a big thing that the mob used to use. It was they would like be in a car that wasn't too far away, and then they would pull a switch and bam, the car would blow up, and that's how they were getting rid of people. Is this a good old fashioned mob hit? I don't know, man. Maybe are the good old days coming back to Chicago? Oh, Lord have mercy. If the FBI was out there, you better believe they are investigating several things, right? Mob hit, some kind of organized crime connection, and then, of course, terrorism, right? Which I don't know. Or could it just be something a little more easy to explain that the guy forgot to change his oil or something? I don't know. We'll find out more about that story. But the bear, I'm just being funny.
If it's about him forgetting to change his oil, right, my car would have blown up years ago.
Oh Lord, poor that. You don't have a man that's making sure you're all right. Never mind. Don't answer that
Thank
question.
Thank you very
much. Changing your oil for you, girl.
Yeah, it gets serviced.
Is that a man's responsibility? Do you make sure your woman's oil is changed? I know I do with Mia. I took her car into the shop, in fact, like about 2 weeks ago. And, they did a whole service thing, right? Where they change her oil filter, all that stuff. And then, of course, they come back. They did a whole videotape analysis of her car. And then they come back, well, you got a leak right here. This pan thing is leaking, and you really need to look into that, all right? I thought this was just an oil change. Now, they're recommending something that costs a couple of $1,000. Hey, we noticed this while we were changing the oil. Oh, Lord have mercy. Philip, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm good. I had a question. I was trying to call earlier. I had won tickets last week on the Cleopatra show for the Blues Fest, and I gave Titus all my information, but I haven't heard or seen anything. So I was wondering if somebody could just help me.
So you didn't get your tickets? Is that what it is?
I didn't get my tickets. I gave Titus my email and my phone number.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what day or time. I don't have any information.
Mm-hmm. I think they ran
last Friday.
I think they ran your driver's license number, and there's a warrant out for you.
No, they
didn't do that. Okay, all right. All right.
I don't know if somebody could help me.
Yeah. I don't. Shapiro is saying, "Wow."
And he picks up his tickets there at the WVON tent.
Oh.
ID.
Okay, Shapiro says you go to the WVON tent at the Blues Festival. How can he get in to the WVON tent though, if he doesn't have tickets, right?
That's how they're giving him the tickets in hand.
But isn't the WVON tent inside of the fest? All right. Who's over there? All right, let's call them and find out. I'm going to put you on hold, Brother Philip. You just hold on there, and we'll find out, because I don't want to send you over there, and then you get over there and nothing. So Sonia Walls said she just texted us on Facebook Live. Sonia, do you guys have tickets for Philip over there? Let's see if she responds, Philip. Hold on. Stay on Facebook. Stay on the line, and Sonia's over there right now. So Philip won tickets on Cleopatra's show, and he wants his tickets, damn it. He ain't playing around with you WVON people. He wants his free access. Was it for today? Ask him if it was for today's. It was for today. All right. We'll find out about it for you, brother. Hang on in there. So we'll try to get the information to you and make sure all of that has come to us. So Sonia's out there. I just sent her a message. I'll text her during the commercial break, and we'll try to get to the bottom of it. 591-1690. Let's go to Jihad. Jihad, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Good morning, Matt, and to the VON family. I got three things to say. I'm trying to wrap it up in a minute and a half. It's about the Bears leading Hammond. One, Hammond, when they show you the site, look in the background. You see all those oil refineries. You understand? And all that funk is going to blow over there to that stadium if they go there. Not to mention, down the street from there, Gary, Indiana, they made a deal with Nippon Steel to open up a steel mill. So it's going to be funk over there like 24/7, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be the worst mistake they could make to move over there.
Yeah, they don't want to go to Hammond. Trust me, man.
I know they don't. Second, we need to build a bigger stadium in Chicago to accommodate more people. Because we got stuff coming up different, like World Cup, soccer and stuff like that. And it's going to bring tourism. And the mayor just went to visit the Pope and invited him to come over. If he come over, he could fill up the stadium and bless it for the opening day, or ask some blessings for it. So on his trip over there, that is a great return on the investment if the Pope comes in, because all the tourism that'll bring to see the Pope.
Yeah, but Jihad, here's the issue. I think everybody agrees that the stadium is needed. Everybody agrees that it will bring in revenue for the city of Chicago. Everybody knows that it would be a great idea and the city will benefit from it and all of that. It's just the terms that are up for negotiation. The Bears want, number one, they want to own the stadium. And none of the proposals that are out there in Illinois allow for the Bears to outright own the stadium. They want certain tax breaks. They're willing to pay for construction of the stadium, but they want certain tax breaks. And what government is saying, at least what our state legislators are saying, if you're going to get substantial tax breaks, then the government they want ownership of the stadium. So that's the stalemate, and that's the problem, to be honest with you, brother, why it's going to be a little bit of why everybody's saying it's an uphill battle. Now, can a deal still be worked out? I don't know. I would assume so. Do I think the Bears want to go to Hammond, Indiana? Hell no. And nothing against Hammond, but to the point you're just making, man, you can't breathe there, man. Dude, it smells like sulfur just driving through. I just drove through Indiana going to Nashville, man. You always smell sulfur or something. I don't know what the hell that smell is. Bears don't want to go to Indiana, man. Come on. Let's be serious here. 591-1690. Don't go anywhere. Net floor noise coming up right now with WVON News.
Cloudy and mild temperatures are expected to reach in the low 80s. I'm in Illinois, and here's what's happening. Weather tops our news this hour. The National Weather Service says more scattered showers could be headed our way this afternoon, and by tonight, develop into severe storms. Tomorrow morning is expected to see a chance of rain return. We could see some pretty heavy activity tomorrow. Well, it's a blues weekend in Chicago. The annual Chicago Blues Festival is happening at Millennium Park. It has been a staple in Chicago for decades, where blues legends such as B.B. King, Buddy Guy, Etta James, Coco Taylor, and more have performed. This year, the Chicago Blues Festival is celebrating 75 years of Billy Branch and 50 years of the Sons of Blues. The legendary harmonica player spoke exclusively with WVON's Rufus Williams yesterday about how he became hooked on blues as a teenager.
And ironically, it was due to Diamond Dixon's celebrated grandfather, Willie Dixon, who produced the unofficial first Chicago Blues Festival, which took place on August 30th, 1969. This was arguably the greatest blues festival in history. I'll tell you why. Some of the performers were Bo Diddley, Junior Wells, Buddy Guy, Big Mama Thornton, and about 20 more. And Willie Dixon provided the backup band for all of these acts. This is the first day I heard the blues, and it was a life-changing event. From then on, I was hooked.
Be sure to keep it locked to WVON. We will be broadcasting and out at the Blues Fest all weekend long. Well, this week she made it official. Susana Mendoza has put her hat in the race for mayor of Chicago this morning. She dropped by for an exclusive interview with the WVON Rufus Williams. She says her approach to revitalizing and investing in South and West Side neighborhoods will be different from past mayors.
I want the people in those neighborhoods who've had to experience a lack of investment, don't even feel visible to their mayor, right? That whether it's this mayor or the previous mayors, right? Doesn't matter. Like if they're meeting with me, it's because they want something better in their community. And it's not for me to determine what's best for them. It's actually engaging the community the way I have been and asking them, what's the type of neighborhood that you would want? What are those things for the people that are here? Not for other people to come in, but the people that are here. Let's start there.
Her campaign slogan is "Progress is greater than promises." In a race that is expected to be a crowded one, Mendoza is the first to have an official launch party. Congressman Mike Quigley, along with Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas, are among those who have already said they are running in Chicago's 2027 mayoral's race. Although Illinois Secretary of State Alexi Janulius has not made an announcement, it is not gone unnoticed that he has amassed an $18 million war chest. Well, a virtual prayer vigil service was held last night to remember Spencer Leak Jr. Reverend Otis Moss III was among many faith leaders who offered up prayers.
May you, O God, provide sacred moments of serendipity that will bring together people that will pour into the hearts of the Leak family and remind them how they are loved and cared for.
Also, Bishop Larry Trotter.
Father, we need you to breathe on us. The Leak family is hurting. Henrietta, Spencer, thank you for the kindness that A.R. Leak showed to the city.
Funeral arrangements have been set. Public visitation is scheduled for 4 p.m. Thursday, June 11th at Leak & Sons Funeral Homes, Chicago at 78th and Cottage Grove. His celebration of life will take place 10 a.m. Saturday, that is June 13th at House of Hope, Chicago. Spencer Leak Jr. was a close friend to WVON. He was vice president of Leak & Sons Funeral Homes and part of a third-generation business that has been serving the community since 1933. Spencer Leak Jr. was 56 years old. And comedian Dave Chappelle returns to Chicago's United Center for a surprise comedy show. It's set for Friday, June 19th. Tickets for the stand-up GOAT went on sale today at noon. Now there's another surprise. No cell phones allowed. This is Chappelle's return to Chicago since 2023. Well, that's a look at our news now on 1690 WVON. WVON News Time, 1236.
It's D.L. Hughley.
If it weren't for the Black Panthers, American children wouldn't have free breakfast. Now, I don't know many groups that are only bad that feed children. The Klan only gave us Burning Cross. I guess you could warm your breakfast up on one.
Weekdays at 5 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. It's time to focus with Robert McKay. Quality conversation, protecting, preserving, and preparing our past, present, and future. Sunday evenings at 4 p.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Maria Pappas with Black Houses Matter.
We're up to way over 400 million here. Yeah, giving money back. How about that? People in Bellwood got 10 million, Broadview 6 million, Burnham 3 million, South Holland 17 million. The city of Chicago's up to $190 million that we have given back to African Americans. Who does that? Nobody does that but WVON.
Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas with Black Houses Matter, Monday mornings at 11:30 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Come on. Oh, yeah. Reminds me of my childhood. So I have in front of me the WVON Blues Fest winner sheet, and I'm going to give away a couple of pairs of tickets today on the show. The important part is you pick up your tickets at the WVON tent in the South Promenade near the Mississippi Crossroads stage. So you got to go out to Millennium Park. Please bring a valid photo ID, and you can pick up your tickets. So whatever day you were supposed to get your tickets for, go out there. Go out there today. Go to the WVON tent, and you can pick up your tickets there. So just have your name, your photo ID, and you should be good out there. That's the official word from WVON. So I saw somebody, so Brother Philip, and I saw somebody else on here that said the same thing. Let's see. Somebody else, Carol Muhammad. Same here, Matt. I won tickets on Cleopatra's show, but not clear if it was for today or tomorrow. Well, that's a good question. Why don't you go out there? I think if you go out there, they probably will honor it, whatever day it is. My guess is. That's a roll of the dice. Huh? They all for Sunday, all right. But we did give away something for Saturday, though. I think I did on my show. I'm not sure if Cleopatra did, but go Sunday, then Carol, and that should get it. Carol Carter says Melody Span is in Rome to see Pope Leo. Yes, she had an audience with Pope Leo, believe it or not. And that's something Melody Span Cooper did. And Steven Sparks says bear down until the Super Bowl crown. Don't care where Bears playing as long as they win. I hear you. I'd like to see them stay on the lakefront. It's nothing like seeing the Bears playing at Soldier Field on the lakefront. We're going to have that for at least 3 more years, maybe even 4. Who knows? It takes that long to build these stadiums. So they're not going anywhere anytime soon. So when this deal is done, or whenever it's done, you're still talking about 3-4 years, right? Until the stadium is finished. So the Bears have a lease for Soldier Field into 2030 something, I think it is. So who knows how long that's going to last. Jay Smith says the McCaskies are just using Hammond as leverage, they are, and as they should, right? You got to use every tool you have when you're trying to make a deal that is this big, I would imagine. That's what you're going to do, right? 591-1690. I got phone lines open. Let's get some calls on this. The Bears, are they leaving Chicago, going to Indiana? Is that something that bothers you? Their board of directors voted to pursue a stadium deal in Hammond, Indiana. What does that mean? Does it mean they're going to Hammond? I don't think it means they're going there, but it means that they're going to look at the deal probably in a little more detail. What does that say? I mean, is that how come they weren't looking at it in detail in the first place? Maybe it was just, a bluff by the Bears to get the state legislators to get on board. The Bears may have made a bad calculation here. They may have thought that, the state was just going to roll over. They had a winning season. They made the playoffs. And they may have thought these Springfield politicians were just going to roll over, especially the Chicago delegation, which apparently they're not doing. And one of the problems you hear is that the Bears had no representation down at this last session. That the Bears ownership wasn't there. Kevin Warren wasn't there. So that bears some criticism. And don't think these legislators don't know that. There's some word out that the Bears aren't listening to the lobbyists that they paid money to help them navigate through some of the minutia in Springfield. And if you hire these guys, you got to listen to them. So I don't know, maybe the Bears are just kind of learning how to deal with Springfield politicians, but this is something they should know already. They've been in Chicago for a very long time, in the state of Illinois for a very long time. That's not something that should be new to them. Pearston says you can smell Trump ass all the way from Washington, D.C. to Indiana. Yes, you can. Correctional officer says Hammond is a dump full of skunks and trash. I would say it's not the French Riviera, that's for sure. Brenda Starks, how you doing? Happy Friday to you. Carol Muhammad, we talk correctional. Hammond is dump. Check out homes for sale through Zillow and you'll see how doomed that city is. Well, maybe that's why they're desperate to get a stadium deal there. I thought if you're going to put a stadium somewhere in Indiana, Gary would be the place, but I guess Gary's too far away for the Bears to consider putting a stadium there. But Gary has the better sight lines. They have an airport there that makes sense. Brenda says, who do you really blame? Well, I mean, I don't know who you blame. I guess if you listen to some of the people that are following this story, they say the Bears should have had more presence down at this last session in Springfield. Some people are saying the Bears aren't really taking the advice from the lobbyists that they hired. So if that's true, then you got to blame the Bears a little bit. This legislators are doing what they're supposed to do, protect the interests of the taxpayers. And that's just the bottom line. I mean, we would be critical of the state legislators if they just gave our money away, even though we do love the Bears, right? A correctional officer says the Bears had a season of luck. This year will be much different because other teams have improved and leveled up. The Bears will be smashed. Yeah, I mean, that's true. I think the Bears are going to have a tougher season because of the schedule more than anything. I think they're still the same team. I don't know that the Bears have improved during the offseason at all. I don't see any significant moves by the Bears that show that they've improved the teams and improved the team at all. And other teams, I'm sure, have improved a little bit, but I don't know that Detroit has added any other players. Green Bay, I don't see them. I think they've lost some players. I think all of the teams in the Bears division are pretty much the same teams they were last year, and some of the teams have lost players, including the Bears. So I think that is fine. It's an even playing field in the NFC North division, but the Bears have a first-place schedule now. And if you have not looked at their schedule, man, the Bears have a tough schedule. I think they may have the toughest schedule in football. Google that and see what comes up. The Bears have a tough schedule, y'all. You better look at it. All right, phone lines wide open. Get in on this at 591-1690. Let's see what you guys are thinking about it. Lee, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Hey, man. Happy Friday, bro. Hey, listen, man, I just don't think they understood the political climate. And I think the worst thing they could have did was thrown Hammond in the mix. George will climb out his grave, man, if they went to Hammond. They know that. And so that was just the weakest point they could have used to try to force, the hand of Pritzker, who's trying to run in 2028. They just didn't have the people in place to tell them, look, this is the atmosphere now. The state is broke. State trying to, keep money. It ain't trying to get no money away. And you guys ain't won nothing in 40 years. So you can't have one good season because you made the right moves. And now all of a sudden come to the table and demand more than what the state can provide. Now you got to pony up more. You're the one that's going to reap the benefits and rewards of the stadium, because the Bears aren't just going to build a stadium. They're going to do it like Wrigley Field. And the Ricketts, every dollar come through Wrigley Field. The Ricketts like the mob. They take every dollar. The hotel money they get, the restaurant money they get. They bought out all the owners who had them buildings around that stealing views. And the Bears know that they build something that's going to encompass hotels and entertainment and all that. They're going to reap the rewards. So I don't know why they just didn't pony up more money or demand that, look, just give us a good site and let us go forth and we'll do what we need to do. And Chicago, man, for all intents and purposes, has a lot of land that the Bears could have got for pennies on the dollar and built whatever they want. Just look at that 1901 project that's about to come up. All that land around the United Center, man, is cheap. And now they're about to build a $9.7 billion environment over there. So anyway, bro, I'm with you. I don't think they're going to leave. I think they're bluffing because they know for a fact that the family would never tolerate the Bears being in Indiana. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, thanks for taking my call, bro. Have a great weekend.
All right, good call. I'll comment on that when we return. 591-1690. Guys, I got phone lines open. Let's talk about this and a lot more on this Friday. You're listening to the Matt McGill Show.
More from Matt McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This Saturday on Meeting the Moment, we're exploring leadership, presence, and voice. What makes a leader's voice credible when it matters most? This week, Iona Calhoun-Batiste of the Chicago Community Trust and Norman Clark of Chicago African Americans in Philanthropy join me to discuss what makes leadership communication effective and why credibility is earned long before a leader ever speaks. Tune in this Saturday at 12 noon for Meeting the Moment, powered by the Chicago Community Trust, right here on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This Juneteenth, celebrate freedom, culture, and community on Chicago's West Side. Join Reverend Marvin Hunter and Grace Memorial Church for their second annual North Lawndale Juneteenth Freedom Day Parade and Festival on Friday, June 19th. The parade steps off at 9 a.m. from 16th and Albany to 16th and Costner, featuring marching bands, floats, live music, community groups, and more. This year's theme, We Write History Every Day, and we celebrate the day we changed history. Enjoy live entertainment, food, fellowship, cultural celebrations, and Chicago's original dance, A Stepper Set. The North Lawndale Juneteenth Freedom Day Parade and Festival is free and open to all. For vendor, sponsorship, or volunteer information, email rootsfestch@gmail.com. Friday, June 19th. Come celebrate freedom, heritage, and community.
Routine health screenings become even more important with age. Preventative care can help detect health concerns before they become serious. And that's your healthy reminder.
This healthy reminder is sponsored in part by OSF Complete Care 55+.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
This is your host and life coach, Linnell Harris, and I want you to join me every Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. for Inspirational Perspective. On Inspirational Perspective, we talk life vision, life purpose, and the show is all about helping you live the best life possible. So join me as we look at supporting you in living the life you intend to live and making your life's vision a reality. Every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 a.m. WVON.
Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
I gotta play the name game with you guys. I teased this yesterday. I was gonna do it with Haley yesterday, but I didn't get a chance. I told her I was gonna save it for her for next week when she comes on. But I might have to use it today, guys. I sent out a text message to my children. I wish my son would have picked up. He has no idea who was calling him, because when you call from WVON, something crazy comes up on your phone on the caller ID. So, like I said, my son probably trying to figure out who the hell's calling me. Like I said, he probably got some student loans out there that he's worried about. But I sent a text message to my children, and they were interesting in their response to me saying that I want to change our last name, the family last name. So we'll see how they respond. I'll play it for you guys. What I call it? Here we go. I sent this text. I'll read it to you guys a little later on the show. Right now, we'll take some more phone calls at 591-1690. Talking Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears Board of Directors voted to look into the stadium proposal in Hammond, Indiana, to pursue it. Those are the words that are used to talk about it. What does that mean? Does that mean the Bears are going to Hammond, Indiana, or does this mean it's just another negotiation bluff, ploy, negotiation tool? Well, if the Bears are supposed to use every tool that they have, guys. So I'm not mad at them if this is just a bluff. Yeah, it should be. You use that, you bluff all the way to the end, guys. That's what it's about. This is a game of poker. This is a high-stakes, multi-billion-dollar game of poker. So the Bears should be bluffing until they can get away with it. And also Springfield, they can call your bluff, and we'll see who blinks. We'll see who blinks. And at the end of the day, we'll see if the Bears remain here in the city of Chicago. Here's another thing. The Bears don't have to make a decision this year. They can wait. They've got a contract to be at Soldier Field. Hold on. They have a contract to be at Soldier Field, guys. So it's not like the Bears are getting kicked out of – it's not like there's a time urgency on the Bears right now. How long are the Chicago Bears contracted to play at Soldier Field? I'm asking the amazing internet this question. Until 2033, guys. The Chicago Bears are currently under lease at Soldier Field through 2033. That's 7 more seasons, right? 8? Okay. So it only takes 3 years to build. Hold on. Let's ask that question to the amazing world of the internet. How long does it take to build a football stadium in America? So let's ask the wonderful world. It takes 2.5 to 4 years. So the Bears have a contract to 2033. They can wait. They can wait. They can sit back and chill. At least another year. 591-1690. Byron, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Hey, Matt, 2 questions, by the way. That they bought that property in Arlington Heights. That's a huge property. It's probably going to go there in the end because they already bought the property for that. Even if they don't get the money, they can still build that stadium. But anyway, 2 questions for you. On that election in California, they just announced that the final voting of all the ballots will not be done until July the 7th. Do you think that's too long, or should when we have an election, we should get at least some recognition, at least in 1 week or so?
I don't know what the process is and why it would take that long, but I mean, hey, if that's what the state says, that's what the state says.
Well, it just leaves a gap and people worrying about what's going to happen because eventually those Republican candidates that are in first and second place, they ain't going to be in first and second place. They're not going to make it. But the second question for you, Matt, is how many felonies should a person have that's active and still be on the street? How many felonies should they be having before they get locked up?
I don't know the answer to that question. I guess it depends on the felonies. I don't know. Maybe none, right? If you got a felony, maybe you should be addressed by the justice system. I don't know why. What say you?
What I say is that according to the chief of police, the superintendent of police, there's a set of people that are committing the crime perpetually over and over, the same people, and they're being let out. I just got a feeling that at some point you're given a chance, you get maybe on probation or whatever, but you don't get it over and over and over again. They gotta lock some of these cats up so we can do things in our community again.
I agree.
When's the last time you see somebody doing double dutch on the street, Matt?
I am a strong proponent of if you do the crime, you do the time, right? I mean, I think here's the thing, brother. Most African Americans are strong on crime. We want our government to punish people that break the law. So I don't think there's any slack there. But I think the problem comes and when you are from a group of people, black people living in America, that have been targeted by law enforcement, and we know that a lot of felonies and arrests have been suspicious. And so then that kind of creates this space for us to want some leniency and give our people a chance, because we know some people are locked up and they didn't commit a crime, right? Or they were framed and set up. A lot of people did commit the crime and they do need to pay the price. But there's the dilemma that we're kind of in as black people. We want strong law enforcement. We want strong policing. We want lawbreakers out of our community. We got to act like it more and cooperate with the police. But, the reality is there's some mixed feelings out here when it comes to how hard you want and how tough you want law enforcement to be. Now, your first question about the election in California, and I saw this all on the news today. All of these Republicans, again, in lockstep in their messaging. I give them credit. Republicans, it's almost like they have a big thread, a big meeting, and they all agree today this is our messaging. This is what we're going to say. So today you saw all of these Republicans messaging out and attacking the California election process. And I guess the state of California is saying it's going to take a while before they can determine who the winners are of Tuesday's election. And now all these Republicans are coming out and accusing, that means they're going to steal the election. They're going to cheat. This is coming from a party, from the most unethical party in our country's history, the party that is represented right now by a cheater, a liar, somebody who is a proclaimed cheater and liar, the Republican Party that we know has stolen elections over the years. They have the gall and the nerve and the temerity to question California's voter integrity. How dare you? Republicans are liars and thieves and stealers and everything else you want to, scumbags, cowards, punks. That's the Republican Party that's trying to throw some shade at the Democrats of California. Screw that. Go to hell, you Republicans. 591-1690. Hey, the 1 o'clock hour is coming up next.
Cloudy skies with possible rain headed our way. On this Friday, June 5th, 2026, I'm Annette Flournoy, in the headlines. The Chicago Bears are moving closer to building a new stadium in Northwest Indiana. The team's board of directors voted on Thursday to move forward with stadium development plans in Hammond. Governor Pritzker is putting a pause on tax breaks for data centers. And the National Weather Service says we could see some severe storms before it's all said and done. National news from the Black Information Network is next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, 1690 AM WVON, Berwyn, Chicago. It's 101.
First, here's FIIA News Now. In Broward County, officials say raising homestead exemptions could reduce tax revenue by about 11% in 2027, potentially leading to cuts to services like first responders. State CFO Blaise Ngaglia is pushing back.
The very first thing that every single government should be funding is their first responders.
He says some local governments like Miami-Dade have overspent recent gains. A man is due in a California courtroom accused of killing his father, Black Grammy-nominated opera singer Jubilant Sykes. Prosecutors say 32-year-old Micah Sykes stabbed him to death in their Santa Monica home and claim the suspect may not have been properly medicated at the time. And the Obama Presidential Center is set to open on June 19th on Chicago's South Side, with officials expecting up to 1 million visitors each year. The Obama Foundation is a nonprofit collaborator of the Black Information Network. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Back to Terry McCready.
The House approving an effort yesterday for renewed assistance to Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke out following the Russian drone attack that reportedly injured 2 people in a NATO country. He told CBS's Face the Nation just days ago the latest attack on Romania is part of a pressure campaign from Vladimir Putin.
First of all, it's not the first time. Yes, he's doing such pressure. I think it's political pressure. It's messages from Russia, don't help Ukraine.
Romania's foreign ministry says the drone was part of an assault on Ukraine. The House action comes after a few Republican members joined with Democrats to force a vote. The procedural tactic known as a discharge petition was launched by Black Democratic Representative Gregory Meeks of New York last year. A discharge petition allows a majority of House members to bring a bill to the floor. The underlying legislation, also introduced by Meeks, the top Democrat on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, passed in a 226 to 195 vote. Over a dozen Republicans supported it. Black Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, who signed the petition, voted against it.
We have led a grassroots campaign
because we want to bring change to our city, and that's what we've been doing, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
LA's Black incumbent Mayor Karen Bass. Black voters and pundits say a possible Los Angeles mayoral race between Bass and reality TV firebrand Spencer Pratt spotlights a political double standard, an experienced Black public servant versus an up-and-coming celebrity. As Bass prepares for a likely November runoff against Pratt, many are framing the matchup as more than a garden variety political race. The Griot reports, for some, it's shaping up to become a narrative on race, credentials, and familiar standards for Black female leaders. A new Quinnipiac University poll shows many Americans feel the system of democracy isn't working. According to the poll, 57% of respondents said they believe the system of democracy in the U.S. isn't functioning, while 37% say they believe it is, and 7% did not respond. Findings from the poll come as Americans' confidence in the nation's leadership is appearing to dwindle. However, when assessing sentiments over the idea that democracy in the United States will end at some point in their lives, just over 20% of respondents agreed, compared to 68% who disagreed and 10% who did not respond. The first 6 athletes on Team USA for the 2028 Olympics will be determined in St. Louis, Missouri. The city is hosting the U.S. Olympic marathon trials for both men and women. According to USA Track and Field, organizers say 3 men and 3 women will qualify for Team USA during the trials, which will be the first selection event for any U.S. sport ahead of the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Stay informed, stay connected, and subscribe. Follow VIN News this hour wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
Too much sodium can raise blood pressure. Read labels and watch hidden salt in processed foods and fast food.
Your health, our community, for WVON.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Can you feel it? The soundtrack of our lives. A Ravinia Black Music Month feature showcasing music that makes us think, love, cry, feel, act, and move. Music that reflects our stories. Can you feel it? The soundtrack of our lives.
Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror.
Ravinia, celebrating Black Music Month. Experience the transformative power of live music. Get tickets at ravinia.org.
Tuned in to your favorite WVON personalities on Facebook Live? Don't just watch, like it, love it, share it. Every click helps us grow the conversation and keep the community strong. So remember, like it, love it, share it, Chicago.
It's Rufus Williams.
Chris, good morning. Welcome to VON.
Ain't no jive on the morning drive with Rufus Williams. Thank you, brother.
Weekdays at 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Protect your money and build your wealth. Sundays at 3 p.m. Host and owners of Top & Top Insurance Agency, Clydell and Betty Top, teach you about protecting your assets, 401ks, annuities, life after retirement, the differences and benefits of life insurance. And they take questions. Their advice can enhance your financial future and your legacy. Call for a free WVON financial consultation, 773-881-8110. Tune in Sundays at 3 p.m. to protect your money and build your wealth. Powered by Top & Top Insurance Agency.
In June, we are united in pride. We are WVON.
Live from the Xfinity Studios, it's the station that America listens to. WVON, Berwyn, Chicago. It's Matt McGill on Chicago's essential storyteller, WVON.
Turn around and shout it, play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music right. Play that funky music, white boy. Lay down the boogie and play that funky music till you die. Till you die? Yeah. I try to understand this. I thought that they were out of their minds. Could I be so foolish? I could. To not see I was the one behind. So still I kept on fighting. Well, losing every step of the way. I said I must go back there. Got to go back and check to see if things still the same. Yeah, they were there.
Add to stage. Oh, I accidentally knocked myself off the stage here. All right, WVON listeners at 591-1690. We're talking about the Bears, the story that came out with the Bears and their board of directors have decided to pursue stadium talks with the city of Hammond, Indiana, and we're trying to determine whether or not this is a legitimate interest from the Chicago Bears or is this just a bluff. Can you imagine the Bears going to Hammond, Indiana? Nothing against Hammond. I mean, Hammond is there. They're our neighbors. It's close to Chicago. Many of us have been there. We know people that live there, but it's no place you really want to build a brand new stadium. So it's kind of hard to imagine that the Bears are serious about this, but you got to take the Bear for their words on it if they're going to do it. Hammond doesn't have clean air. They got factories. Smells like sulfur. Are the Bears going to come in there? Is the city going to clean it up and do away with the factories? You're talking about a multi-billion-dollar investment. Are the Bears in a hurry to do a stadium? Like I said, they've gotten to 2033 with the Chicago Park District on the lease at Soldier Field. If they leave early, they have to pay about $300 million. I think it is something like that, maybe 30. I might be off by a zero there. I'll look that up for you. All of these things weigh in a factor. What do you think? Are the Bears worth you as a taxpayer being stressed out about it and being worried about it? The mayor's been around making the rounds. Of course, he came on here and he's been on other media talking about the fact that Chicago is still in play, that in his opinion, Chicago has the best offer that's on the table. That's tapping into the hotel tax. That has been building up over the years, and maybe this is the perfect opportunity to use the hotel tax. So that revenue is there. A lot of people criticizing the mayor for doing it, but I think the mayor is in his right space to do it, to let the Bears know that you got Chicago legislators, and I do want to applaud the Senator L.G. Sims and Senator Peters and Willie Preston and Matty Hunter and everybody that was basically trying to say, you know what? I don't know why I would vote for this. Why would I vote for the Bears to leave Chicago and go to Arlington Heights? The Bears did not consider how much of a factor that would be. 591-1690. Maurice, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Hey, we're talking Bears sports. Man, you made a statement that the Bears had a real tough schedule. I don't know, where you're getting that from, your analysis. Wait,
hold up. What do you mean, where am I getting that from?
Because they don't have K.
They what?
They don't have KC. They don't have the Champs on their schedule. They don't have the Patriots on their schedule.
They have both.
They don't have no dogs. They only got one tough team. And
Chicago Bears schedule.
Okay. And it's
number one.
You just said the NFC is basically just up for grabs.
Wait, hold up. Number one, all of the teams in the NFC are good, right? So
but they ain't great.
Oh, okay, hold on.
And they don't have good defenses either.
Hey, Maurice, I promise I'll let you talk.
Okay.
All right. So all of the teams in the NFC are considered to be good teams and contenders for the NFC North is considered the best division in the NFC and the NFC West. NFC West wound up being it last year, but the NFC North is this.
They don't even play the Rams, brother.
So wait a minute.
They don't even have the Rams on the schedule. You
let me correct you though.
Somebody tough to play.
Let me correct you though. The Bears are the only team to play both teams that played in the Super Bowl last year. So they play both the Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. Did you know that?
And what was the results with them with Seattle?
I'm just saying.
You know that?
They played the Bears play. The Bears play both teams that were in the
to Seattle, Matt.
The Bears didn't play Seattle last year.
Wait a minute, I thought you just said they played Seattle in
All right, you're not listening. Patriots. I'm saying I said the Bears have the toughest schedule in the league coming up.
Are you serious, man? Who do they only got one team that's tough, and that's barely Buffalo. Are you serious, man?
Okay, let's take a look here.
Now, they don't have KC on their schedule. They don't have
who
do they got on there the schedule that you believe is tough?
All right, Marius, let me read it to you. All right? I'm gonna read it to
I
you.
know what it was. I've seen it, man.
I hear you.
There ain't nobody on there that scares anybody.
All right, so you and I can go through this. I'll entertain myself by doing this with you. All right. So they open up the season on September 13th against the Carolina Panthers.
All right, that's a win.
Okay, but at least
that's a win.
I'm agreeing with you.
Carolina got the little brother.
All
right, man. You want me to tell me you want me to be impressed with Carolina?
Would you let me agree with you? Would you let me agree with you? Damn, dude, what happened to you? What happened to you, man? Why are you so? You're not even letting me agree with you. All right, all right. But would you and I agree that the Carolina Panthers made the playoffs last year?
Yes. Man.
Okay, all right. So let's just agree that was a team that made the playoffs last year. Their second game of the season is against the Minnesota Vikings. Wouldn't you agree that the Vikings had the number one defense in NFL last year? But we would agree it's a conference game. I mean, it can go either way, right? But if you want to say the Bears winning, whatever. We know the Vikings are.
I'm giving them that one.
The Vikings are a good team, right? Right?
Don't have a quarterback though, Mark.
Okay. The third game, their third game of the season is against the Philadelphia Eagles. How would we rate them as a team?
I mean, ask AJ Brown. He already said he leaked all it. AJ said he had to try to get them guys hyped up.
All right. So what you want to say?
I don't have confidence in them.
You don't have confidence. Okay, so we'll put them down as a no good team. All right. Okay. Cool.
Yep, they gonna win that one.
And then the next game is against the Jets, and we would say that's an easy game, right? You and I agree on that one. That's a cupcake game.
Win.
The next game is against the Packers. What would we say? Playoff team?
50-50. You know, I mean, it
could go either way, right? Division team, we know how, right? Okay, good.
Right, it go any way, but
all right. Then they play the Atlanta Falcons.
That's an interesting matchup, Matt.
Can go either way in Atlanta, right? We admit that can go either way, right? All right, go.
I'm still gonna give them a nod because Pennant, he just ain't showed himself.
All right, but the game's in Atlanta. I think the Bears can beat him.
I mean, Caleb. I thought actually he was gonna be better than Caleb. Actually showed himself better than him. So I'm gonna give him.
And who knows what Penix was injured last year, so we don't know. But they got a good. Atlanta has a good team, so we'll see though, right? But I agree with. I think the Bears can beat them. Now check this out, brother Maurice. The next two games the Bears play are against the two teams that made it to the Super Bowl. So they play the Patriots on October 22nd. Now check this out. They play the Seahawks, who won the Super Bowl, on November 2nd. They play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on November 8th, who made the playoffs, right? Won their division last year. We can say what we want to say, all right? And then they play the New Orleans Saints, who we agree the Bears should beat. And then they play the Lions, that I think you and I agree that's a tough game.
Matt, that's only two teams. Okay, you're right. The Bears gonna come out on top.
But hold on. They play the Lions, tough team.
Well,
they play. Hold on. Because I'm just running out of time. That's the only reason why I'm rushing a little bit. They play Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars made the playoffs. Come on, man. Okay.
Trevor.
Okay, you don't want to get a Jaguars prop.
Gordon Boy.
That's a playoff team, bro. Okay, you don't want to get a Jaguars prop. They play Miami.
He's not a Golden Boy. He's not a Brett Favre.
All right, they play Miami. Let's pass that game.
You know, I mean, it is what it is, man.
Let's pass that game. And then they end the season playing Buffalo, who we agree is a tough team, and Green Bay. They got a schedule on their hands, to me, brother.
They got, three. There's three. You did correct me. There's three possible losses, but otherwise, I see them breezing through, Matt.
All right, but I'm just saying, you got Green Bay twice, you got the Lions twice, and you got Minnesota
Green
twice.
Bay's head already. I mean, they beat. You know, I don't know.
I hear you.
You know, it seems like we got them boys finally.
We don't.
In a sense, if you're a Bears fan, you got.
I'm gonna have Maurice call me back in November. Right, Maurice?
Yeah, that worked.
Okay,
that
there you go. We gonna revisit. November,
right,
Maurice is
I
calling.
Appreciate taking my.
No, that's all right, brother. I'm gonna buy you a drink if the Bears wind up being better than they were last year. I'm gonna buy him a drink. That's what kind of brother I am. Joe Citizen and Josh, hold on. Your calls are coming up next.
More from Matt McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Social connection plays a major role in healthy aging. Stay connected with family, friends, faith communities, and activities you enjoy. And that's your healthy reminder.
This healthy reminder is sponsored in part by OSF Complete Care 55+.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? During the Xfinity Summer Savings Event, now through June 15th, new customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi, just $50 a month for 5 years. And get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a sixth sense. Plus, add one line of Xfinity Mobile Select and you can save an average of $60 a month over Verizon and AT&T. You can even try it free for a year. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities during the Xfinity Summer Savings Event. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Savings based on 1 gig internet and 1 mobile select line compared to similar Verizon and AT&T plans over 5 years. After 12 months, regular rates apply to mobile select. Xfinity internet required. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable.
This summer, we're taking our streets back with peace. The faith community of Saint Sabina is calling on the entire city to stand together for the Summer Peace Takeover Friday, June 5th at 7 p.m. Join thousands of Chicagoans for a powerful rally and march for peace featuring special guest, Chicago's own Chance the Rapper. Meet us at Saint Sabina, 1210 West 78th Place as communities from across the city come together with one message. Enough is enough. Let's uplift our neighborhoods, empower our youth, and show the nation what unity in Chicago looks like. The first 1,000 people will receive free t-shirts. So bring your family, friends, church groups, and neighbors. This isn't just a march, it's a movement. The Summer Peace Takeover, Friday, June 5th at Saint Sabina. Peace starts with us. Chicago, be there.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems. And if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
What happens to the brain as we age? Does your brain age too? This Saturday on the Community Health Focus Hour, join host Dr. Dorian Miller for a discussion on the brain health and aging. Learn what happens to the brain as we age, ways to maintain cognitive health, and practical steps to support memory and overall well-being. Get expert insights and valuable information for every stage of life. Listen live on WVON and Facebook. The Community Health Focus Hour, Saturdays at 1 p.m., powered by the Urban Health Initiative of UChicago Medicine at the forefront.
Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to life, back to reality, back to the here and now, yeah. Show me how, decide what you want from me. Tell me maybe I could be there for you.
All right, 591 1690. Should I share my? All right, I'll take some more phone calls. I want to do a segment on this text that I sent to my children earlier this week. But I'll save that. I'll save that anyway. We'll take some more phone calls talking about the Chicago Bears. The story, if you haven't caught it today, the Bears announced, and this came from the Chicago Bears, that their board of directors voted in favor of pursuing a deal in Hammond, Indiana. What does this mean? Does it mean the Bears are gone? I don't know. And some people everybody's trying to speculate now whether or not the Bears are gone, if they're coming back. Who knows? We'll find out at 591-1690. We're talking about it. Only time is going to tell on this, and then we'll see in a couple of years. Now, here's the important information to know. The Bears have a lease at Soldier Field until 2033. So is there, and I really would love to talk to somebody about this, and I'm going to get a guess on, is there a sense of urgency for the Bears to get this deal done right now? Or can they wait? Have we been putting so much energy into the Bears having until midnight on Sunday night to get a deal with our state legislators or else? Well, they've got at least into 2033, so we could be going through the same thing again next year. Is that a possibility? Yeah, it's a possibility, right? This is just this year's session. They can make it a whole nother proposal. The state can bring another proposal. The city can bring another proposal. The Bears want complete ownership of the stadium. They want ownership of the land and the development around the stadium. And they want tax breaks and incentives to get all of this built. And the reality is Illinois lawmakers, or at least some of them, the ones from Chicago, are saying this is not necessarily a good deal for the citizens of Chicago, or they're asking the Bears to kind of prove that this is a good deal for the citizens of Chicago. That's the reality of it. 591-1690. Josh, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Hey, Matt, a couple of things. First, before I get into the Bears situation, I had sorry about the loss of Leaks. I had never really seen his dad. Just, I'm born in 97, so I never really seen his dad. When I looked at his dad, I literally thought it was you. You look just like him.
Okay.
I don't think you look like the son. I think you look just like the dad. I know you said your brother looks more like them, but I'm like, y'all definitely look like some kinfolk.
Okay.
My point that I'm moving on to with the Bears is they, in the statement that they released, they said that Hammond, Indiana, with the exact site to be selected. I don't believe that they're going to end up in Hammond because they had a site already ready to go. And it was this goes back to your point, it was such an environmental disaster that they have to find a new site.
They had to find a new site. I mean,
Come on.
Yeah.
And you're talking about that it's not beneficial for the residents of Chicago. Who's going to be paying for this stadium is the taxpayers of Indiana. A guy was online talking about how he lives I don't think he lives in Hammond, but he cannot get social services for his developmentally delayed daughter because Indiana is so far behind on everything, yet they have money to build a stadium.
I mean, here's the reality. Indiana, the state of Indiana, realized they had an opportunity here to one up the state of Illinois. I mean, it's that simple. They put together a quick deal, a quick proposal. The governor was all for it. The state legislators are all for it. I mean, there's nothing like this that could possibly happen in Indiana. This was a no-brainer for Indiana. For people who are criticizing our Springfield politicians and saying, look what they got the deal done in Indiana quick. They have nothing else to do but to get a deal like this done in Indiana. They will never see a multi-billion-dollar deal like this in Indiana again, right? So of course they jumped all over
we'll be
this.
right back here next week, next year. I think we'll be all doing this. We'll probably be doing this for the next 3 years for all that. I mean, that really.
Right. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's like, so even making the comparison was so to me off-centered that I was like, why are we even making this comparison when you know what the reality is?
And
the land is toxic. Yeah, they're making you a deal. They're making you a deal on some land that is gonna make your hair fall out.
And no matter how you cut it, slice it, or dice it, nowhere in Indiana will ever have the rich history and legacy of the city of Chicago alone. So, the Bears are losing out, not the citizens of Chicago. So
right.
Have a good one, Matt.
Yep, good call, brother. I appreciate it very much. 591-1690. Phone lines are wide open. Get your thoughts on this Chicago Bears. Do you want them here or no? Of course you want them here. Does this story bother you? Are you willing to take some tax hits to keep the Bears in Chicago, or are you proud of our state legislators, our black state legislators, namely from Chicago, that stood up and said, hey, this doesn't make sense to us as Chicagoans to let the Bears leave Chicago and go to Arlington? 591-1690. Your thoughts on that and more. Don't go anywhere. Logan has WVON News coming up right now.
Hope you're having a fantastic Friday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here's what's happening in your local and national news. Funeral services have been announced for Spencer Leak Jr., who passed away suddenly last weekend. WVON's Annette Flournoy has more.
A virtual prayer service was held last night to remember Spencer Leak Jr. Reverend Otis Moss III was among many faith leaders who offered up prayers.
May you, O God, provide sacred moments of serendipity that will bring together people, that will pour into the hearts of the Leak family and remind them how they are loved and cared for.
Public visitation for Spencer Leak Jr. is scheduled for 4 p.m. Thursday, June 11th at Leak & Sons Funeral Homes, Chicago at 78th and Cottage Grove. His celebration of life will take place 10 a.m. Saturday, June 13th at House of Hope, Chicago. Spencer Leak Jr. was a close friend to WVON. He was vice president of Leak & Sons Funeral Homes and part of a third-generation business that has been serving the community since 1933. Spencer Leak Jr. was 56. And at Flournoy, Our News Now, 1690 WVON.
In other news, J.B. Pritzker is suspending new applications for Illinois' data center tax incentive program starting July 1st. He wants lawmakers to extend the pause for 2 years while the state studies how expanding data centers affects local communities. Pritzker said the state must protect working families. As the industry grows rapidly, the issue has become increasingly political as he seeks a third term and is considered a possible 2028 presidential contender. In other news, with school letting out this month for many, a sleep specialist is weighing in on how to handle summer bedtime for children. Dr. Brian Chen with the Cleveland Clinic says if a child is involved with sports and activities, it's best to keep a consistent bedtime schedule. But if the child doesn't have as much going on in the summer, it's okay to be more flexible. He emphasizes it's still important children get the recommended hours of sleep, which varies by age. He recommends using blackout curtains if a child has trouble falling asleep because it stays light out later in the summer. And Lululemon Athletica cut its full year forecast and issued weak guidance for the current quarter, signaling ongoing challenges for the brand. Company leaders cited negative media attention and overwhelming And underwhelming product launches as seasons and reasons shoppers are pulling back. Lululemon expects North American sales to keep falling and with declines projected through the year. Despite the weaker outlook, the retailer still topped Wall Street expectations for quarterly revenue and profit. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
In June, Chicago will make history. It's the opening of the Obama Presidential Center. It's our center, our story, in our city. We're WVON.
This Saturday on Meeting the Moment, we're exploring leadership, presence, and voice. What makes a leader's voice credible when it matters most? This week, Iona Calhoun-Batiste of the Chicago Community Trust and Norman Clark of Chicago African Americans in Philanthropy join me to discuss what makes leadership communication effective and why credibility is earned long before a leader ever speaks. Tune in this Saturday at 12 noon for Meeting the Moment, powered by the Chicago Community Trust, right here on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey, it's Matt McGill, and the countdown is on to the largest blues festival in America, the Chicago Blues Fest in Millennium Park, Friday, June 5th through the 7th. We're celebrating 55 years of Alligator Records with tributes to Coco Taylor, Lonnie Brooks, Hound Dog Taylor, and Chris Stone Kingfish Ingram. We're celebrating Chicago-style blues with Chicago's own living legend, Billy Branch, Kenny Neal, and Ronnie Baker Brooks. And we'll close out the weekend with a special tribute to Women in Blues, featuring Lynn Jordan and the Shivers, and outstanding performance by the legendary Taj Mahal and the Phantom Blues Band. While you're there, stop by WVON's Juke Joint and meet your favorite WVON personalities. It's 3 days of good blues in Millennium Park. For more info, visit WVON.com/events. Brought to you by Mayor Brandon Johnson and D-Case.
When you see flashing lights on the roadside, it's the law to slow down and move over. Your first move is to ease up on your speed and safely change lanes when possible. Flashing lights are emergency responders, law enforcement, road crews, and even drivers who may be stopped on the roadside, working or waiting for help. Protect everyone on the road, including drivers like you. Move over. It's the law. It's not a game.
Hey, it's Cleopatra Draper. Join me for the Midday Show weekdays at 9 a.m. where we'll sip and spill all the tea. Do you want it hot or cold? Either way, we're serving up the flavor of the day. Weekdays at 9 a.m. right here on the station giving you what's now and what's next. 1690 WVON.
The movement for repair is growing, from city halls to parliaments and around the world, from Chicago to Cape Town, from Evanston to the UN. I'm Robin Rusin.
And I'm Cam Howard. Together we're bringing you Reparations Now, where we talk power, policy, and progress, local, national, and international.
It's about justice.
It's about repair. It's about time.
Reparations now, because justice cannot wait.
Reparations Now, Saturdays at 4 p.m. only on WVON 1690.
Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
All right, you're on stage. He's not sitting down yet.
I'm gonna buy me a jug of wine. First, I'm gonna stop at the whiskey store. I'm gonna buy me a jug of wine.
My advice to everybody, have fun while it lasts.
All right, he's talking.
Don't last forever. All right, I got Kevin McFall coming up from the Old School Picnic. You guys know the Chosen Few picnic in Jackson Park every year is a big deal. In fact, it's DCASE, the Department of Cultural Affairs and Special Events, which is putting on the Blues Festival, also is involved in the Old School Chosen Few picnic. Kevin is going to come into the studio here shortly and talk about some tickets that are being released and being sold, because I know how much you guys, all you house heads out there, and these tickets go quick. When they open them up, they sell them quick.
Text your parents, say it is.
The house picnic tickets
the
go
mic is
very,
not
very,
muted.
especially the VIP tickets. So Kevin McFall coming in at 2 o'clock. We'll talk to him about that. Cleopatra is out at the Grant Park over by Millennium Park. I see somebody holding up an umbrella. It might be a little damp out there right now, but it's going to be a beautiful weekend to go to the Chicago Blues Fest. We kicked it off last night at the Ramova Theater. All this weekend. I think I'm going to sneak out there tomorrow, too. I said I was going to be out there on Sunday, but Billy Branch is going to be the headliner tomorrow. Our friends from Mississippi have a Mississippi stage. If you won tickets on WVON, in fact, let's do this right now. Caller number 3 at 591-1690. You're going to qualify to win a pair of tickets for the Blues Fest, but you got to answer some Ravinia trivia questions. Wow. Caller number 3 right now. Let's see how that works out. Cleopatra, what's going on out there in Grant Park?
Hey, Matt. Yeah, it's raining, and look, I didn't melt, because you know.
Hold on. Let's turn on Cleopatra's audio. I don't hear her. Hold on.
You know when you hear me.
Hold on, Cleopatra. Let me see it. Hold on. Maybe am I doing something? There you are. Oh, she's on mute where? From here?
All right, can you hear me now?
They say you're on mute, Cleopatra. Hold on. Let me see. All right. Nope. I just muted her. Now I unmuted her, Mike. She is talking, but we are not hearing Cleopatra. All right. Hold on. Let me make sure it's not something on my end here. Now I hear Cleopatra.
Hey, can you hear me now?
There you go. Now I can hear you.
All right. So, hey, everybody. So, yes, it is raining, but I didn't melt. You know, sugar melt in the rain.
Okay. Let's see that outfit you got on today.
So right behind me is the pavilion. Oh, see you checking out the outfit? Okay.
Hell yeah. Man, y'all this boy Cleopatra looked like Cleopatra last night. I mean, man, she had an amazing outfit last night.
Thank you.
And then she's got this pretty skin that just looks so popping fresh with that dress she had.
How we gonna get to the interview? You can just see.
And her legs, her legs are so pretty. Okay, all right, let's get to the interview. All right, go ahead.
All right, thank you, Matthew. You wasn't so bad on the eyes last night either. Had all of the women fawning over him, but we'll get to
that. I tried
You
hard
was
enough.
trying. Don't get in trouble. So are our listeners. So listen,
Okay.
behind me is the main stage pavilion. But what you're hearing is that Mississippi backstage, their blues, and that has been phenomenal. That is where we're at, and it has been off the chain, right? So despite the rain, folks, here's about a few hundred people here as we speak, at least about 1,000 or more. So rain or shine, they coming to hit the blues.
Let me tell you this, Mississippi, and I am so glad that we had an opportunity to interview the Visit Mississippi people, the Mississippi stage. Because, we talk about Chicago blues. Last night, we're talking about nobody does blues like Chicago. And I kept saying, except for in Mississippi, because we owe it to Mississippi. We owe it to the Mississippi Delta. This is where the blues artists that made the Chicago blues sound, they came from Mississippi. And they got up here and they got that amplifier and that electric guitar, and they took it to a whole nother level. And so I'm so glad that they are so proud and happy to be a part of the Blues Fest. When you talked to them last night, and I know you probably talked to them last night, Cleopatra, our friends from Mississippi are so happy to be in Chicago, and they love the blues just like Chicagoans do.
And one thing about it on the show earlier, Matt, I learned so much about Mississippi. I'm committed to go visit. I'm going to go see the B.B. King Museum. I'm going to stop by Laurel, Mississippi. Okay. I'm going to go to Kent, Mississippi. I was invited everywhere. Everybody got a horse and a pool, so I'm going to go.
Okay.
I just want to ride a pony, but a horse and a pool is cool. But they got land. They were humble. They got land. They were humble. They were sweet. and their history was so rich, and I felt their spirit. So I appreciate all the folks that came to bless Chicago with that Mississippi spirit and style. I really do.
Yeah, you know, so the other day when they were on the show with me, they were all like, Matt, we want you to come to Mississippi, man. Come on down. So I'm sure today when they saw you, they were like, forget Matt, we want you to come down. Matt can stay his raggedy ass in Chicago.
And you know what? That was the case. And there is a tomato contest I want to go down to. There's a tomato. They have so much going on. And one thing about these kind of black Mississippians, they ain't scared of the white Mississippians. So they was real strong, man. I like strong black people.
Okay.
They was not scared. They said, hey, don't y'all got some dangerous neighborhoods up here? I said, yes. And they said it's the same down south. Down south, we take care of ours. So I'm gonna try this. So I felt good. And today was a great day. And I'm grateful for the Blues Fest. So everybody should come down. Bring your children. This is how we keep the lineage going. It has been a whole vibe.
Yeah, you know, people down in Mississippi, everybody drive around with a shotgun in their car. They don't play around.
They told me about down there they race raccoons. I said, cool racing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he was serious too. I said, but why y'all gotta do the raccoons like that? He said they like it.
Okay. You know, Sonia and I, we have Judge Wendell Griffin who comes on with us occasionally from Arkansas.
Right.
And so you know, we've always been talking about going down to Arkansas and do the show. But
well, you know, my daddy from Arkansas, Eudora. So when Wendell comes on with me, I love it. I've only been once, but I'm willing to go with you. Now we go down there, they're gonna send us backpacking. This man Cleopatra too much. Y'all go back to Chicago. They might let us stay for a weekend though.
Everybody's got a relative from Chicago, from Arkansas, Alabama, or Mississippi, or Louisiana.
My paternal grandfather is from Wetumpka, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
My paternal, I got to go to Wetumpka. I don't know what I'm gonna do in Wetumpka, Alabama, but I'm gonna find out.
Now,
but that's what the Blues Fest does. It makes you want to ignite with your roots. Like, it's just exciting hearing Matt and I vibe about this. That's why y'all gotta go, all right? It's gonna be a vibe. If you're not down here yet, commit to come down here today, tomorrow, Sunday. But whatever you do, don't let the Blues Fest leave without you coming.
What's the food looking like? Because Logan said you guys were eating some brisket sandwiches over there.
Everybody was on Think Back Tuesday. What's today? Friday. Everybody on the team had brisket, fries. I mean, the brisket was so tender, Matthew. Now, when I call you Matthew, it's real. Mm-hmm. It was so good.
So they got food, they got drinks, they got entertainment. It's everything. It's festival season in Chicago. The Blues Fest usually kicks off the summer season, festival season, and we kicked it off last night. It's going all this weekend, guys. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Taj Mahal on Sunday. Billy Branch tomorrow night on the main stage. Saturday, you got the Mississippi stage. You got brisket sandwiches. You got specialty cocktails out there. You can bring your own stuff, I think, to a degree. Now, we need our WVON listeners that won tickets to understand they come out and they come to the WVON booth and they can pick up their tickets, right?
Yes. And on top of that, we have some giveaways. So, hey, make sure you stop by the table. It is some real nice treats. And don't forget, Grammy Award winning Dexter Allen. He stopped by. He was on the show. He can sing and play some instruments. He's multi-talented.
When is he performing?
Tomorrow at 4:30.
Tomorrow at 4:30. Okay. I know Billy Branch is going to be tearing that stage up tomorrow night as well. And go online, guys, so you can see the schedule for the entire weekend. Get out there. A lot of people are going to be out there today, guys. There are a lot of people out there already. More are coming when they get off work. Some people are just going to walk right on over as soon as they get off work. Don't let this little damp weather. This is Chicago. The rain is probably going to stop in a few minutes. Get on out there, celebrate, it's walking distance from the radio station. Vinny walked over there from the radio station. I think I'm gonna get somebody to walk over there with me. I'm supposed to be going to a happy hour after work, so maybe we'll make happy hour in the park. How about that? Come join us at the Blues Festival. Woo! Look at Cleopatra. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. And there you go, guys. If you're on Facebook Live, you can see some of the visuals out there. WVON, we have an activation out there. We want you to get out there, get your tickets, support Chicago, support the radio station, and enjoy. All right, Cleopatra, we'll talk to you a little later on. All right, she's gone. Good time. Look like they're having a good time. Brisket sandwiches. Okay, let's get out there and do it. 148. All right, Joe Citizen, hold on. Wait a minute. Caller number 3. Right? Nobody called in? No? All right. Oh, you asked the questions. All right. All right. I thought I was asking them live on air. You asked them. All right. All right. Well, oh, they didn't get it right. Okay. All right. Well, we'll do it again before the show is over. And Joe, hold on. We'll take your call. Brian McCall coming up from Kevin McCall. What did I call coming up later on, guys? We're going to be talking about the old school picnic and all of that and a lot more. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Matt McGill Show.
More from Matt McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
This summer, we're taking our streets back with peace. The faith community of Saint Sabina is calling on the entire city to stand together for the Summer Peace Takeover Friday, June 5th at 7 p.m. Join thousands of Chicagoans for a powerful rally and march for peace featuring special guest, Chicago's own Chance the Rapper. Meet us at Saint Sabina, 1210 West 78th Place as communities from across the city come together with one message. Enough is enough. Let's uplift our neighborhoods, empower our youth, and show the nation what unity in Chicago looks like. The first 1,000 people will receive free t-shirts. So bring your family, friends, church groups, and neighbors. This isn't just a march, it's a movement. The Summer Peace Takeover, Friday, June 5th at Saint Sabina. Peace starts with us. Chicago, be there.
I've tried everything to stand out at work. Donuts, a company coffee blend, even dressed as the company mascot for Halloween.
There's an easier way, a ComEd facility assessment. Their engineer gave my company free insights and actions that saved us $732,000 on energy. Easy, right?
Learn how ComEd can help you save at ComEd.com/facility assessment. ComEd, powering lives. Savings will vary based on customers' usage and rate.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems. And if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
It's Rufus Williams.
Mayor Brandon Johnson. I'm going to upset you right now, and I'm looking forward to a Cubs World Series.
That upsets Titus. Doesn't bother me, not at all. I'm from that space. So
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Mayor.
Sorry, brother.
Weekdays at 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Every Sunday, now you'll be able to listen to the First Church of Deliverance here on 1690 WVON and on the iHeartRadio app at 11 p.m. Tune in for inspirational music, powerful word, and a blessing from the Lord. That's the First Church of Deliverance, Sundays at 11 p.m. right here on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Follow us at fcdchicago.org. Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
County fair in the country sun, and everything it's true. Oh, yeah.
hot burning summertime. Man, what summer was this when this song came out? Okay. Beatrice, how you doing,
Yeah.
Beatrice? How are you?
I'm doing fine.
You were supposed. You know what? I made a mistake. You're supposed to go out to the Blues Fest and try to win these tickets. But we'll give it a go with you. All right, you got to answer. These are the 3 Ravinia questions a person must answer to win.
Okay.
Name 3 artists that are appearing at Ravinia this year.
Oh.
See, this is hard. I think this might be too hard, y'all. I'll give you you want me to I can't cheat, can I? Then somebody else gonna say I gave you. Yeah.
Yes, but I'm so kind. And I love your show.
What city is Ravinia located in?
Oh, I know it's the western suburbs. I'm not sure.
How do you spell Ravinia backwards? That's the easy one. All right. All right, we're gonna have to do this over. I think these questions are too difficult, guys. We're gonna have to. Who's that in there? I can't see. It's dark in there. Somebody is waving at me. Anyway, these questions. All right, hold on, Beatrice. We're gonna have to probably do this over. Poor Beatrice was like, I hear you. Joe Citizen, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Mad as this is your usual Frivolous Friday, and I am back deep in the heart of Texas. Am I to understand my prediction for the Lakeshore Bears might be coming true?
What are you thinking?
If the Bears refuse Soldier Field, or even being somewhere along the Bishop Ford, if Chicago doesn't assume the mortgage like Green Bay did for their Packers, and the citizens have some kind of like rights to it, the Black Crescent that goes from the south side of Chicago stretching along to Gary, which would include the casinos, the Gary Airport, even Michael Jackson's place, let it be done. As far as I'm concerned, Arlington Heights is just another way for the white folks to get their fun and maybe come in Chicago and then leave out. I say the Bears become known as the Lakeshore Bears, and if black folks are the ones that are making them possible, you know, they're not like what's the guy in Dallas who has his own money and has his own special deals.
Jerry Jones.
You know, he's got he's independent of all his 500 million. However, let's look at this from the point that we don't limit ourselves to borders when it comes to black people with the 400 years of history we've gone through for travails. The Lakeshore Bears, including the Black Crescent from the south side of Chicago to Gary, which would include the Glenwood Airport as well as the Gary Airport. Casinos, the 912 to support it, the same way that in Las Vegas, the casinos support that town. And we could have jobs there. Peatone, screw that. This is some white farmland area way out the way, not even in when Jesse Jackson Jr. was there, it wasn't even in his area. So let it be the Black Crescent, the Bears, the Lakeshore Black Bears, with Michael Jackson as a place to go to the business. That's what I'm saying.
So where would the stadium be with this?
They could put it wherever they want to be. I've noticed this. When I was in the fire department, there used to be an area I was in that was the most decrepit areas in the world. Never thought they would ever come up. It's amazing when folks want something to become economically viable, they can snap their fingers like Thanos and make it so. So they'll make it so. They'll make whatever's necessary to have the Indiana Dunes on one side as a national park. They'll make an open flyway area open for the planes to land. They'll have the casinos support that area. Black folks will be getting jobs because the airport's already built there. The 912 is already there. The 880 and 94 are already there, and they will build it wherever they are. If you've gone to Gary lately, They could tear out the whole damn town and put a
Yeah,
stadium
but
right in the front.
I think the Bears and the NFL were the ones to say Gary was too far away. I think that's what happened because Gary actually has probably the best land setup and the best sight lines for a stadium. But I think the NFL and the Bears decided that Gary was too far away from Chicago.
I'm here down here in Texas, middle of nowhere, and they're finding ways to build stuff in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm against data centers because they'll just go suck the lake dry eventually. But even though they may have their own recycled water, but you can bet if they're going to build stuff out there and they want all the black folks to leave and they're all going to leave down south. And once again, you're going to be amazed how things get well redeveloped. It may have to go to Gary. All you got to do is if you build it, they will come. We already got roads built there. We got black folks waiting to take jobs. They could clear all that land out, and miraculously, the South Shore train could stop right there.
Oh, yeah, and no question about it. You can make a deal there, man. There's also a deal, I think, what did I hear? Center City, a little deal over here by the lakefront that includes the Michael Reese facility is still on the table. I mean, so I think even the 78, where if you look at the 78, which is south of Roosevelt Road, you got all that land and you got a development that's going to happen there. They're talking about the White Sox building a stadium there, but the Bears probably could get it before the White Sox because the White Sox are already on the state's dime.
Matt, all due respect, I would say take Soldier Field and make that for the new football soccer stadium. They don't need to build another privatized soccer stadium. They had a World Cup there before. Let that be there because all the Hispanics are going to come in anyway, get that money and pay that back as reparations to the black neighborhood.
All right, that's not a bad idea. Joe Citizen, good call. All right, 2 o'clock hour coming. I believe my brother Kevin McFall is coming in from the old school Chosen Few picnic to talk ticket sales. We'll see what he says when he comes in. If not, we'll just keep phone lines open and keep chatting it up. It's the Matt McGill Show. Get up on it, everybody.
Happy Friday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here are your news headlines. Several cars burned on Chicago's west side. Storms possible this weekend. Bears advance Indiana stadium plans, and Milwaukee monitoring 3 for Ebola. National news from the Black Information Network is up next on Chicago's only urban talk radio station, 1690 AM WVON, Berwyn, Chicago.
First, here's FIA News Now. In Broward County, officials say raising homestead exemptions could reduce tax revenue by about 11% in 2027, potentially leading to cuts to services like first responders. State CFO Blaise Ngaglia is pushing back.
The very first thing that every single government should be funding is their first responders.
He says some local governments like Miami-Dade have overspent recent gains. A man is due in a California courtroom accused of killing his father, Black Grammy-nominated opera singer Jubilant Sykes. Prosecutors say 32-year-old Micah Sykes stabbed him to death in their Santa Monica home and claim the suspect may not have been properly medicated at the time. And the Obama Presidential Center is set to open on June 19th on Chicago's South Side, with officials expecting up to 1 million visitors each year. The Obama Foundation is a nonprofit collaborator of the Black Information Network. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app. Back to Terry McCready.
The House approving an effort yesterday for renewed assistance to Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky spoke out following the Russian drone attack that reportedly injured 2 people in a NATO country. He told CBS's Face the Nation just days ago the latest attack on Romania is part of a pressure campaign from Vladimir Putin.
First of all, it's not the first time. Yes, he's doing such pressure. I think it's political pressure. It's messages from Russia, don't help Ukraine.
Romania's foreign ministry says the drone was part of an assault on Ukraine. The House action comes after a few Republican members joined with Democrats to force a vote. The procedural tactic known as a discharge petition was launched by Black Democratic Representative Gregory Meeks of New York last year. A discharge petition allows a majority of House members to bring a bill to the floor. The underlying legislation, also introduced by Meeks, the top Democrat on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, passed in a 226 to 195 vote. Over a dozen Republicans supported it. Black Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota, who signed the petition, voted against it.
We have led a grassroots campaign because we want to bring change to our
our city, and that's what we've been doing, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
LA's Black incumbent Mayor Karen Bass. Black voters and pundits say a possible Los Angeles mayoral race between Bass and reality TV firebrand Spencer Pratt spotlights a political double standard, an experienced Black public servant versus an up-and-coming celebrity. As Bass prepares for a likely November runoff against Pratt, many are framing the matchup as more than a garden variety political race. The Griot reports, for some, it's shaping up to become a narrative on race, credentials, and familiar standards for Black female leaders. A new Quinnipiac University poll shows many Americans feel the system of democracy isn't working. According to the poll, 57% of respondents said they believe the system of democracy in the U.S. isn't functioning, while 37% say they believe it is, and 7% did not respond. Findings from the poll come as Americans' confidence in the nation's leadership is appearing to dwindle. However, when assessing sentiments over the idea that democracy in the United States will end at some point in their lives, just over 20% of respondents agreed, compared to 68% who disagreed and 10% who did not respond. The first 6 athletes on Team USA for the 2028 Olympics will be determined in St. Louis, Missouri. The city is hosting the U.S. Olympic marathon trials for both men and women. According to USA Track and Field, organizers say 3 men and 3 women will qualify for Team USA during the trials, which will be the first selection event for any U.S. sport ahead of the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles. Stay informed, stay connected, and subscribe. Follow VIN News this hour wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Terry McCready for the Black Information Network.
Strong bones matter at every age. Calcium, vitamin D, and exercise can help keep your bones healthy and strong.
Your health, our community, we're WVON.
Catch Reverend Al Sharpton online at WVON.com or on the WVON app. Just click the Al Sharpton banner. Tune in every day at 12 noon for your daily dose. And if you miss it, catch the overnight replay from midnight to 3 a.m. We're keeping it real with Al Sharpton on WVON 1690.
Reverend Al told you personally, keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.
Tuned in to your favorite WVON personalities on Facebook Live? Don't just watch, like it, love it, share it. Every click helps us grow the conversation and keep the community strong. So remember, like it, love it, share it, Chicago.
Have you checked out WVON's digital streaming network, Vaughn TV? It's everywhere on Roku, Apple TV Plus, Amazon Fire, on the WVON app, and at VON.TV. Vaughn TV, it's cultural content on purpose.
Hello, Chicagoland. This is your main man, T.O., Mr. Ceasefire Hardiman. I'm inviting all of my friends, associates, and colleagues to tune in to WVON, the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM for the T.O., Mr. Ceasefire Hardiman Show. This show will cover all the hottest topics, including politics, reducing gun violence, and so much more, right here every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM, WVON. Thank you.
At WVON, we celebrate all Black everything. Happy Pride Month.
Live from the Xfinity Studios, it's the station that America listens to. WVON, Berlin, Chicago. It's Matt McGill on Chicago's essential storyteller, WVON.
Now it's funny, Titus was like, get jiggy with it. This is actually the Sister Sledge. I wonder why, right? Isn't it? He's the greatest dancer. Wonder why. But of course, this is produced by Niles Rodgers. It's got to be, right? That's Niles Rodgers' sound. That's his guitar. Ain't no doubt about it. Get jiggy with it if you want to. All right, we're going to reschedule our interview with the Chosen Few and the Old School Picnic. They have some tickets that were going on sale. And maybe I can talk to him about giving some tickets away. I don't know. We haven't decided that yet, but we'll do that when we get a chance. 2 o'clock. Lexi and Logan coming up here. You know, there's somebody on Facebook Live that talks about Mississippi and how they've been able to take their reading scores. There it is, Mississippi. Mississippi's been able to take their reading scores from 49 in the country to 6. They're calling it the Mississippi Miracle. And I'm going to get somebody on from Mississippi so we can talk about this and find out how this state, which we have ridiculed not ridiculed, but talked about their reading scores. They've taken it from being 49th in the country to number 6 in the country, everybody. That is quite the feat. So I don't know, as we talk about what's going on here in Illinois and Chicago, public education, the brother we had on the show with us yesterday, Mary Shaw, whose father's an educator in New York. I want to get him on the show so we can talk about what it's like in New York City, trying to provide public education to young brothers and sisters in New York City. It can't be easy. No matter what city you're in, you're a city like Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Philadelphia, Houston. I mean, you name Atlanta, New Orleans. I mean, cities, Detroit, cities that have over 1 million people and that have large populations, man. It's a challenge trying to, educate people for free. Public education, that's not an easy thing to do. All you got to do is talk to a teacher, and I'm really concerned about, because of Mayor Johnson, right? Because we have this black mayor who's a former member of the Chicago Teachers Union, there seems to be a lot of animosity by white Chicagoans toward the Chicago Teachers Union. And I'm really concerned about this and not sure what direction this is going in. And when I tell you we're living in a moment of racial politics and where people's racism, and when I say racism, I'm not talking about Ku Klux Klan racism, but at the same time, it could be. You just never know at what level somebody is a bigot. But there are some racial insensitivities that are surfacing in Chicago and all around the country because of this fool that we have in the White House and the fools that he have around him. Idiots like Lindsey Graham, senator. Idiots like Stephen Miller, bigot, racist. And all the energy that comes out of this White House. We're seeing a lot of that surface here in Chicago. And a lot of that anger is aimed toward the Chicago Teachers Union is because Mayor Johnson used to be a member and because Stacey Davis Gates is the president. I told you guys before, man, black women are the number one target of hate in this country right now. Kamala Harris found that out. Stacey Abrams found that out. Jasmine Crockett found that out. Who's next? 591-1690. Let's go to phone lines. Janice, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
I want to say we need to speak of these schools how Marva Collins helped Kevin Ross, and he was at Creighton. He couldn't read. They offered him a job as a policeman, and he said, "No, I want to learn how to read." And he was throwing furniture out of a office building, a hotel or something, and Harold Washington told them, "Don't hurt him." I don't like the president of the school of the Chicago Teachers Union because she puts her son in a private school. That's one thing about. Let me finish this, Matt. That's one thing about segregation. We all suffer the same, or we all improve the same. And my mother went to school in the South, in a segregated school where they used books after white people were through with them. And I'm going to be honest with you. She became an RN. Her little high school boyfriend became a pharmacist. I mean, they lived a life that the next generation of blacks didn't live. And we had blacks in position of authority, but they didn't care about us. They had their picks and pets, the pretty ones. We've got to stand up and say, if you don't work for me, I don't work for you. I think about my grandparents and my mother. Before she died, she said we took the wrong road. She meant the civil rights movement. And to see her and my father say that, it hurt me more than it hurt them. Mm-hmm. She said, next time, whenever you listen to what black people are saying, ask them the question, Is this for us, or are you trying to integrate with others?
Well, I mean, I think there's plenty
more to help others.
There's plenty of analysis out there about the civil rights movement. Dr. King even said he feared that he was leading his people into a burning house, right? So, desegregation. Right? Yeah, well, some people believe that. I mean, desegregation. I think the movement was necessary. There's no question about it. It just from a matter of respect, right? Black people just needed to demand respect from white America at that time and from Jim Crow policies and laws that existed in the South. So the civil rights movement did it need desegregation? I guess you fight for desegregation. Did we need to desegregate? Part of it is just winning, getting segregation and Jim Crow laws off the book. Didn't necessarily mean that we had to desegregate. So, black people, maybe we were led into a burning house. There's no question about that. But the civil rights movement was necessary to change the Jim Crow laws.
Can we do a show to tell how many black businesses we had and how many we lost after the civil rights movement?
Sure, we talk about that.
And that would be an excellent show. And one last thing. They did a show on Channel 5 about that Angola prison. And it was a gentleman that left there. I can't think of his name now. And they were learning how to read in prison when they didn't learn in the school system. Mm-hmm. And also, they were coming out of there with jobs as auto mechanics. They were construction workers and things. The one that left there, he's black. His son is on Channel 5 now. I cannot think of I can't think of his name now, but that was an excellent show. He stayed in the jail.
Is that right?
And some of those lifers, they said, we can't get out, but we're going to make sure they get out and they don't come back. We have the wrong leadership from the churches to the push to the urban league, all of them, because they're not demanding excellence and moral values. Art has got a cheerleader here because long before Art was born, my grandparents them said that. We will never succeed until we bring the family. God was first, family was second, and work was third. And nothing can stop it. That's all I have to say. Have a nice day.
All right, good call. My sister, let's go to Anita. Anita, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
How you doing, Matt?
Doing good.
Okay. Matt, what was the question again that was you talking about the businesses that you should have in Chicago area?
I forgot. What question did I ask?
Let me talk about, I heard you all talking about businesses. I told you a long time ago we needed to get that Michael Jackson museum up, but that's when they was messing with people and, talking about he was doing all these things to children and all of that. So they was trying to defame him so they could steal the money from Catherine Jackson. But anyway, I think we still should try to do that because that's going to bring international tourism. You heard the ratings. He's more famous now that he's been gone. He's more famous than any other artist, I think. And they said Justin Bieber was. And then that would bring international tourism to Chicago and Gary. And then I was thinking, I wanted to see a big Elijah Muhammad hospital. Somebody said they'll never build an Elijah Muhammad hospital, but I think we could. And we could maybe have the Middle East fund it and have exchange students from the Middle East to give them jobs. And, we need to think of something. Our children need something cleaner than, what's going on. At least last time I was in Chicago, it needs to be cleaned up for our children and they have newer things because, all buildings have to be refurbished after a while or either torn down. So I thought those would be two main things and anything else you could add to it that would come along with it. I even asked Reverend Al Sharpton to look into it. I sent him a whole thing about it, over 2 years ago. So, and now Michael Jackson.
I think all these ideas are good. I mean, when it comes to development, anything, building anything, right? Government, the bottom line is money, it's funding, right? We see this playing out with the Chicago Bears, right? I'm just saying.
Middle East and the hospital.
No. I got you. I'm not saying that it's a bad idea. I'm just saying the issue becomes how to go about it. Who's going to go about it? If you and I can sit up here and say, hey, the Middle East, let's get some of these Middle Eastern countries to pay for it. Sounds like a good idea, but getting them to pay for it, getting them to pay for it is a whole different challenge, right? That's all I'm saying. We can say it, but then getting it done is the challenge. Do they want to do it? Do they like your plan? And then maybe somebody else has already hit them up for a plan. So I'm just saying, nothing wrong with what you're saying. Everything you're saying, spot on and perfect. It's just easier said than done. And as we're seeing with this Bear Stadium, nobody develops anything without getting some government subsidies. Just nobody does it. Nobody does it.
Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Elijah Muhammad ain't trying to ask these white boys for nothing, and neither am I.
Elijah Muhammad's not alive, sister.
Well, that's okay. He wasn't trying to really help. But anyway, let me tell you this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It would be a place where our children and Hispanics or whoever else wanted to be there could study medicine.
I love your
I'm
idea.
looking at it for something massive like that.
I love it. I love your idea, Sister Anita. It's a great idea. 219 on WVON, 591-1690. You're listening to the Matt McGill Show.
More from Matt McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Falls are the leading cause of injury among older adults. Stretching, strength exercises, and regular vision checks can help reduce risk. And that's your Healthy Reminder.
This Healthy Reminder is sponsored in part by the National Kidney Foundation of Illinois.
Hey, baby! I'm your Magnolia Blues man, Sir Henry Cheatham, inviting you to join us
Mr. Big Stuff, tell me.
on WVON 1690 for some real American music and culture. Here on Classic Blues and R&B. Check us out Saturday, 11 p.m. until 2 a.m. on WVON and Classic Blues and R&B.
This June on Vaughn TV, the culture takes center stage. First, dive into the stories behind today's biggest names in music with a new original series, now trending hip-hop. From the lyrical mastery of Kendrick Lamar, the fearless creativity of Doechii, to the genre-bending brilliance of Doja Cat and Tyler, the Creator. Discover how these artists are shaping music, culture, and the future of hip-hop.
Chart-topping, genre-bending, culture-defining. These are the new voices. The digital poets of a generation raised on hustle, hashtags, and heartbreak. They're not waiting for a seat at the table. They're building their own. This is more than music. This is a movement. This is hip-hop.
And for music lovers who appreciate where it all began, don't miss Echoes Across the Tracks, the history of the blues. Narrated by Morgan Freeman, this powerful documentary traces the roots of the blues from the Mississippi Delta to its worldwide impact, exploring the music that helped generations endure, inspire, and overcome.
You ever go into any club and they're playing that kind of music, it's not rock and roll, it's blues. It's blues rock or blues, whatever, it's got that backbeat on it.
From the roots of the blues to the future of hip-hop, it's all happening this June on Vaughn TV. Stream anytime on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and at Vaughn TV.
Hey, child.
Hey, Alexa, play WVON 1690 AM.
Getting WVON 1690 AM station from iHeartRadio.
Try it out for yourself. America is listening to WVON. Maria Pappas with Black Houses Matter.
We're up to way over 400 million here. Yeah, giving money back. How about that? People in Bellwood got 10 million, Broadview 6 million, Burnham 3 million, South Holland 17 million. The city of Chicago's up to $190 million that we have given back to African Americans. Who does that? Nobody does that but WVON.
Cook County Treasurer Maria Pappas with Black Houses Matter, Monday mornings at 11:30 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Okay.
That's how you bring the funk in. This is what it was all about back in the day, baby. It's how black people woke up in the morning, funk was the business, y'all. We wasn't playing with y'all back in the day. We were coming with it now, yeah. Come on. Get up. Get on it. Get on. Go down. All right. Right now. Come on. Huh. Remember the days of the funk, the late 70s, early 80s. We were bringing it hard with you, right? Come on now. 591 1690 on this Friday, the first day of the Blues Fest. Cleopatra was out there broadcasting live this morning. WVON, we have an activation out there, tent out there. Come on by the WVON tent. Say hi to your favorite WVON people. We'll be there all weekend. They're already talking about these brisket sliders out there. So if you're in the area, I encourage you to get on out there, walk around and check out the Blues Fest and summertime in Chicago. I'm sure the rain will pull up a little bit here. Hopefully it'll slow down, and that way you can get out and celebrate your summertime. You know, summer goes quick in Chicago. It's here right now. We got the weather. We got the attitude. We got the people. We got some money in our pockets. What else we got? We got the spirit in us. Logan mentioned earlier on the show the funeral arrangements for Spencer Lee Jr. have been announced. I'll make sure that I announce them again for you. I think it's next Saturday, but I know it's going to be at the House of Hope, of course. A lot of people want to come out and support the Leak family, the family that has been so supportive of thousands, tens of thousands of Black people in this city over the years, hundreds of thousands, right? I mean, I don't even know how you can calculate the number of people who have been to Leak and Sons, AR Leak Funeral Homes, and now Leak and Sons. So over the years, the number is uncountable, right? And it's just hard to figure out. But of course, our condolences to the family in the strongest terms possible, and we'll continue. Like I said, I Spencer was like an honorary little brother to me because I was the little brother in my family. So every time I saw him, we would always joke about that, man. Yeah, people think we're Leaks, man. Hey, what's up, man, little brother? And we had fun. He had fun with it, which I think me and my brother Bud really appreciated that he got a kick out of it, man. But such a strong family and a family that we love and respect so much. Let's go back to the phone lines at 591-1690. Mike, welcome to WVON. What's on your mind?
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, bro.
How you doing today?
Absolutely wonderful.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, what I want to kind of make some comments about, which is we've had 3 Black mayors, as I know of, here in the city of Chicago.
4.
Can you name them?
Harold Washington, Eugene Sawyer, Lori Lightfoot, and Brandon Johnson.
Right, 4. I missed one.
That's
Eugene Sawyer.
That's all right. What happens?
Your family member, forgive me.
That's all right.
Well, look here. What I want to say about all of it, until this day and time, and I found out this information just yesterday. I had a bone to pick with them that they didn't see fit to acknowledge the founder of this city, Jean-Baptiste DuSable. And it seemed like they would have enough power to do that. Not even talking about no black or white situation, something such as that. But yesterday, I met with a person that's, I found out today that they made a decision some time ago recently about establishing a statue that's going to be in the rotunda of City Hall of Jean-Baptiste DuSable. The reason I think it's so important for Black people to know how Chicago got founded and who was the founder, as well as for white people to know. I had a white cop tell me one time when I was going into City Hall, and he and I was having a conversation about who the founder of Chicago was. And I says, yeah, I think there should be about a couple of years ago, there should be a statue in City Hall or with that. He said, ain't no way. Not in my lifetime. or maybe even in yours. I said, well, you know, I understand there's a lot of racism here in Chicago, but like, hey, this ain't even about racism. This is about history and what is and what isn't. But racism comes in to play in that all the time. Yeah. And the reason racism is because, hey, they ain't disliking your black ass because you black. They disliking you because they want to keep you down and ride over you and use you and make money off of you. So that's what it comes down to. But a lot of black people get caught up in the color, and it's really about the money. So that's the real deal about the whole deal. You know, if we wake up and smell the coffee and start to working at truly coming together and doing something about it. So I'm glad to acknowledge to everybody that's listening that there is a statue, and I want all of them to know to put pressure to make sure. I heard it's going to be coming about within a year from now. They got to find the artist. There are black artists out there already.
I wouldn't be surprised if this mayor does it. I would not be surprised. You know, he speaks to black power in very direct terms, so I wouldn't be surprised. And I think most people, I think the majority of white folks in the city would not have a problem with a statue of Jean-Baptiste Dusable.
I mean, just back, man. Like, damn, come on.
No, I think most white people would be. Yeah, of course, you're going to have a handful of people that will always just, you know, be ignorant. But I think that's the minority, to be honest with you. I think the majority of people and a majority of white people in this city would have absolutely no problem with a statue of Jean-Baptiste Dusable. I don't think that would be a problem at all, to be honest with you. Good call, Mike. And I think this mayor would be appropriate, very appropriate, to celebrate that and make it happen. To be honest with you, it should happen. Why wouldn't it happen? You're right. As we walk into City Hall every day, we should see a statue of Dusable, just to remind us that, you know, he's the founder of the city. Hell, you know. Bottom line, 591-1690, Logan and Lexi, when we return on the Matt McGill Show.
Hope you're having a fantastic Friday afternoon, Chicago. I'm Logan Page, and here's what's happening in your local and national news. Pokemon fans will descend on Grand Park this weekend. The Pokemon Go Fest goes underway today, with fans lining up early to get into the park. The event is expected to draw fans from around the world. It will offer fans exclusive gameplay and the chance to experience different habitats as part of the popular game. Pokemon Go Fest will take place through Sunday. In other news, 2 people were killed and 5 others injured in a mass shooting overnight in Chicago's Back of the Yards neighborhood. Police said 2 gunmen opened fire on a group near Cornell Square Park on South Wood Street. 2 men later died at the hospital, while a 23-year-old woman remains in critical condition after being shot in the head. No arrests have been made as investigators continue searching for suspects and a motive. In other news, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is conducting a safety review of the abortion drug mifepristone. The process is expected to take about 6 months. The review comes amid pressure from anti-abortion groups seeking to reverse Biden-era policies that expanded access through mall and mail delivery and telehealth prescriptions. Early findings could be released before the full review is completed. The results may influence whether the Trump administration moves to further restrict access to the medication. And a federal appeals court heard arguments today over Donald Trump's proposed $400 million White House ballroom project. National Trust for Historic Preservation argues Congress must approve new legislation before construction can proceed. During the hearing, 2 judges appeared receptive to the preservation group's concerns and questioned the government's claim that existing approvals are sufficient. The case could determine whether the project faces additional legal and congressional hurdles. I'm Logan Page, and that's what's happening in your news now on WVON 1690 AM.
We're taking our streets back with peace. The faith community of Saint Sabina is calling on the entire city to stand together for the Summer Peace Takeover, Friday, June 5th at 7 p.m. Join thousands of Chicagoans for a powerful rally and march for peace featuring special guest, Chicago's own Chance the Rapper. Meet us at Saint Sabina, 1210 West 78th Place, as communities from across the city come together with one message: enough is enough. Let's uplift our neighborhoods, empower our youth, and show the nation what unity in Chicago looks like. The first 1,000 people will receive free t-shirts. So bring your family, friends, church groups, and neighbors. This isn't just a march, it's a movement. The Summer Peace Takeover, Friday, June 5th at St. Sabina. Peace starts with us. Chicago, be there.
At Capital One, we're the type of bank a tech company would build. We harness the power of technology, bring humanity to our work, and lead with innovation. Reimagining banking means we need brilliant and bold perspectives. That's where you come in. Ready to discover a game-changing career that'll challenge and inspire you? Check out CapitalOneCareers.com to build a future we can all bank on. That's life at Capital One.
It's Rufus Williams.
Mayor Brandon Johnson.
I'm going to upset you right now, and I'm looking forward to a Cubs World Series.
That upsets Titus. Doesn't bother me, not at all. I'm from that space. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, Mayor.
Sorry, brother.
Weekdays at 7 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
Hey everybody, this is Kendall Moore, the Kendall Moore Show, getting you from your work week to your weekend each and every Friday night from 6 until 9 p.m. I get you from your work week to your weekend. Church, tabernacle.
Kendall Moore, radio for the next generation on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 AM, WVON. Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
It's a feeling I won't forget. When you're with me, my head still spins. Oh, you're the moment and I won't regret. No, no, no. Wrap your arms around me. Feel my hips go slowly. Taking your time, babe. We move as one so close.
All right. Logan Page. What's happening? Where are your headphones at? How are you going to hear yourself, young lady?
Hi, Matt.
You do news every day. Where's Lexi at? There she is.
Hey.
What's going on? How are you guys? What's happening with the young ladies of WVON?
We are doing great.
You went over to the Blues Fest this morning. I hear your mom's over there.
Yeah, she's volunteering
What?
this afternoon, this morning, too, yeah.
Your mom's amazing.
Yeah.
The sweetest pie.
She's the sweetest.
Uh-huh.
I, aspired to be as sweet as she is.
She is just amazing. We were at when we were on 75th Street. She bought me something to drink because I was like, I am parched out here. She went and got something to drink for me.
Yeah, she got you that healthy drink.
Yeah. Didn't even tell me. Just went and got it. Right. That's so cool.
Matt, we can't see Logan.
Oh, okay.
All we
Hold
see
on.
is you.
Yeah, nobody wants to see me. There we go.
Yay.
There's the one. Where's the other camera at? I know we can play around with it in here, right? There's no, we had that other camera that we usually do the close-ups with.
On the break, I'll wrinkle it so you can see both of us.
Huh?
I'll get the other camera.
Well, they might have did. Oh, they took it. Maybe they took it to the. Is it out there at the activation, the WVON activation?
Maybe so.
Okay. All right.
The mystery of the camera.
I'll leave that alone. What's happening, Lexi? How you doing? You're not feeling good.
No, I'm not. I have it's actually, maybe we could do a little infomercial, 30 seconds, but I have something called endometriosis, which a lot of Black women tend to have. Yeah, it's very similar to PCOS.
Very uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable. It causes passing out and throwing up and all of these things on your cycle, and it really debilitates you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have it, but it took me out this morning, so I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm grateful always to talk to you guys and see your faces. So,
You're such a good sport. This is very serious. You know, for a lot of women, a lot of sisters. I dated a young lady who had it, man, and I was
Yeah.
just it was just heartbreaking, man, to talk to her about it. It was really, really painful and uncomfortable for her.
I cry a
And
lot. I
yeah,
throw up
yeah,
a lot.
trust me, sister, I know.
Yeah.
I know, man. It is nothing to play with, and women have to be strong. You know, stronger than most men would be. Let me tell you that much. That's something I just can't imagine. The women that deal with it are just amazing to, normalize it and get on with their lives and just act like nothing has happened, which is what they have to do, man. Go to work and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
be dealing with this discomfort and pain is just unthinkable for us as men. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you.
Yeah, we
I
experience a lot
appreciate
of things that men don't have to go through. It's so crazy.
Man, my stomach hurts. I'm crying like a little baby.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
imagine like I'm grateful today that I can be home and, do this, but sometimes it happens out in the wild, which is crazy. So, I hope that in the midst of doing research and science and all these things, I think we kind of talked about it before. I hope that they pray to continue their research and cater it towards Black women and not just European standards and all of those things.
Sure. And we have to, we need that. But a lot of, when you think about, diseases and illnesses that impact Black people, we're seeing some progress. Sickle cell in particular, we're seeing a lot of energy around sickle cell. I've got a little cousin, Lyric Porter, who has been suffering with sickle cell all her life. I mean, her entire life. In fact, I even say if we took 365 days and multiplied it by how old she is, I think Lyric's been in the hospital more days than she's been out of the hospital. That's how bad she has sickle cell.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm not kidding you. Her childhood was just spent at Larbita, man. She really and truly, and
Yeah.
even as an adult, she's in the hospital all the time, just going through pain episodes
Exactly that.
where she has to go to the hospital. So no, that's real talk, and definitely something worth talking about. What else is going on in the lives of you young women? What have you been doing? What's up? What's newsy? What have you guys been talking about? What's been gossip? What have you guys gossiped about? What's out there in the gossip world? I saw something. I can't remember what it was in entertainment gossip. It was something, man. Some couple maybe breaking up. I don't know. What's news out there? What you guys been chatting about?
There's so many rumors going on right now. Honestly.
Please share it with Maddie. I want to know.
They're like definitely. I know that they're definitely trying to paint Keke Palmer as dating Sean Evans right now.
Who? Speak up.
Sean Evans.
Who's Sean Evans?
He like has podcasts and stuff, but I don't think it's true. So.
They're trying to say what? Keke Palmer
is dating Sean.
It's dating. He's a white man who's like a YouTuber and best known for doing co-hosting series. Do you know the show Hot Ones, where they eat the wings?
Who's? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's who he is. So there is Keke Palmer's love life has been in the media a
Who's
lot.
the baby daddy?
He's actually a guy from Chicago. I don't know his name specifically, but he had some issues when Keke went to the Usher concert. Logan, do you remember? And she got all that.
That's what broke them up.
I think that exposed his toxic masculinity. And I think Keke was like, "Hey,
what does toxic masculinity mean? What does that mean?"
It's when you use like your manliness and like your manhood as a way to degrade women and kind of use it against them. So like that double standard of like men can do this, but women can't do that, or always assuming that like women's end goal has to do with men. Physical, rough, emotionally stoic, stonewalling, aggressively dominant, things like that. Promoting misogyny, homophobia, and violence is all underneath toxic masculinity. But
is there toxic femininity as well? Is that a term?
Have you ever experienced that?
I don't know if I've experienced it. I don't know.
I think so. I mean, I think anything of too much without an understanding or a balance could be toxic.
Sure. I think everything can go both ways, right? I think if there's toxic masculinity, there's toxic femininity, anything. If there's misogyny, I think there's anti-male stuff. Everything goes both ways. You know what I mean? I think there's examples of stuff going both ways. And I think it benefits women when you support that, right?
Exactly.
I think when women say that, hey, we can be, aggressors, or we can be, men can be victims too. I think that legitimizes the conversation about all victimhood. You know what I mean? So I think it's good for women to kind of embrace that. Even like I noticed during the Me Too movement, there were a couple of women that were coming out and kind of not defending, but they were saying that, well, the workplace can be ambiguous. It's up to us women at the workplace to draw our lines, right? And to let men, and some women were saying, hey, look, I've drawn my lines with men before. And once I draw that line with them and I let them know
that boundary,
that this is my boundary, because men will play around in the workplace, and if you let them play around, they'll keep playing around, right?
Even with the boundary, they'll still.
Well, but someone were making a point, like, in fact, it was Mika Brzezinski at MSNBC. She was like, I had a boss that was hitting on me, and I drew a line, and he continued to support my career, right? So she said, I just want to be fair in these conversations so that we do know that it can happen, that women can stand on their boundaries,
stand on business,
and be good at what you do, and still get promoted and work through it as well, right? And I think that added more energy to the conversation.
Do you think that maybe he might have still worked with her because he was scared, or you just don't think?
Who knows, though? Who knows, though?
Exactly.
I mean, who knows? See, I think when you if you put that out there, right? Because I think we've seen so many examples where men didn't resort to that; they just held your career back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he didn't have to, right? He could have just been like, and he could have held her back, just saying, well, hey, it just wasn't her time, and this person was a better fit and stuff like that.
Right.
He didn't have to be like afraid that, all right, now I need to promote her since I tried to flirt with her. He could have still held her back and been like, well, no, I mean, she drew the line and that was it. I've never have I flirted with you since you said no? No. All right. See, I've done my part. Because I think it's important that we, even to our young men, that we are educating them on what's right and what's appropriate, what are signals. I think men need to be educated on that, right? And say, hey, man, look, no means no, and all that stuff, right? And I think that's a responsibility that men have to their children. And I think women have that responsibility to their daughters, or men have it to their daughters or whatever, to say, hey, look, now you can't do this either now, da 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 da. So I think those conversations are good when they're embraced.
Yeah.
I've heard the term toxic masculinity. I've kind of knew what it was, but I wondered what it was. But you know what? Let me tell you this. That Usher video would get a lot of men upset, though. You know what I'm saying?
Why though? I'm not saying I disagree. I just want to understand why. Like what?
Well, I mean, because of the public nature of it, right? I mean, I don't know what he did afterwards to just, I'm not trying to justify that. But I mean, seeing your woman that you just had a baby with, all snuggled up with, or like, flirting with. I mean, there's part of me that I would have to accept the fact that she's an actress.
She's an actress, and I feel like
she's in the entertainment industry. But I could imagine him being kind of like,
I feel like a lot.
They say he's got herpes, and you're up here kissing him and stuff. Because that's right. I mean, Usher has legitimately had that on him, though.
I think the angle that he came for was like, shouldn't you be at home being a mom instead of enjoying? And that was part of the problem.
Right.
And it was hypocritical because he was like definitely like Kiki was taking care of everything. And he was
so
outside.
What did Usher do? Did he put the grapes in her mouth?
Yeah, the cherries, right? It was all like
Lord have mercy. See, that is gonna bother guys. That is going to bother you.
I know a lot of celebrities actually say that they think of Kiki as like their little sister, like every celebrity's little sister. So maybe obviously, like, I don't think that it was like a malicious, but it's a private.
I'm not dropping cherries in my little sister's mouth like they're testicles. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's what Usher does. Now, come on. Y'all know it. I saw him do it. Come on. We've seen that act. Usher does that intentionally.
I don't even think he put the cherries in her mouth. I think he just danced with her. Like, Yeah, I don't think
I've seen the cherry drop though from Usher.
Right, that is
before.
his thing. But I think it was more just like the fact that she was out and about.
Oh,
Her
I
baby
remember.
daddy probably loves Usher and felt a way that she was out and Usher was serenading her and he was home with the baby. The one time that Kiki's gone.
Why are you laughing, Logan?
Because I hear what Candace is saying in the background.
What is Candace saying? What did Candace say?
I don't know if she wants me to say it on air. Okay, she said no good. She's good. She
All
doesn't want me to say it on air.
All right, we'll ask Candace during the commercial break. We'll be right back. Logan and Alexa. Oh, we got a phone call for you guys when we come back.
Oh, yeah.
More from Matt McGill coming up on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON. It's D.L. Hughley.
When you see things like what happened in Virginia, where they had a special election and expanded seats for the Democrats, Republicans have been putting their fingers on the scale of the elections forever. They've always done it. They've always gerrymandered. But now they have gerrymandered everything to the nth degree that they don't have any more room to gerrymander. And now these Democrats have picked up 10 to 12 seats. Even after this is all over, we got to get back to people who are involved in the pedophile ring. We got to get back to ICE brutalizing people. So the war is a distraction, but from some pretty horrible that we got to get back to.
Weekdays at 5 a.m. on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
It's Gospel with Pam Morris Walton, your gospel sister, on WVON Sundays, 11 to 2 p.m. Music to help you on your journey. I'll see you there, WVON.
Hey, Alexa, play WVON 1690 AM.
Getting WVON 1690 AM station from iHeartRadio.
Try it out for yourself. America is listening to WVON.
The movement for repair is growing, from city halls to parliaments and around the world, from Chicago to Cape Town, from Evanston to the UN. I'm Robin Rusin.
And I'm Cam Howard. Together we're bringing you Reparations Now, where we talk power, policy, and progress, local, national, and international.
It's about justice.
It's about repair. It's about time.
Reparations now, because justice cannot wait.
Reparations Now, Saturdays at 4 p.m. only on WVON 1690.
Now back to Matt McGill on the Talk of Chicago, 1690 WVON.
And the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away.
What was funny was how Lexi said when we were talking about Keke Palmer's boyfriend, Lexi was like, she got her a Chicago. Girl, you was about to lay into this. She got a lame, insecure Chicago man. I was like, oh, damn.
I was definitely about to air y'all out, but
but you know what? That's interesting you say that, because men, Chicago men say that about black women as well, man. There's some tension between black men and black women in Chicago, y'all.
Yeah.
There's some tension. Like, black men will say Chicago women, woof. And then y'all will say, what? Chicago men, what? Y'all would say the same. Y'all would say the same thing about Chicago men, right?
And men in general too. Just
right. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's some tension out here between Chicago men and women out there, right?
I wonder why.
But like you said though, you say that about any man. I'm sure if we went to Dallas men would say, boy, Dallas women, and Dallas women would say, Dallas men. Oh my God. You hear it in Atlanta. Atlanta women always complain about Atlanta men for various reasons. They talk about Atlanta men for a lot of reasons.
I wonder why.
Well, we know one of the main reasons why they do, right? But I'm just saying. Huh?
They be on the low.
DL. Yeah. DL thing was that DL thing was popping in Chicago for a minute, man. Chicago women were a little concerned about brothers for a minute.
I must
When
have
that first
missed
came,
Still are.
are they really? Are you guys concerned about that?
I'm not super interested in dating in Chicago right now. So
Why
I
not?
think the Chicago men, I think there's a lack of chivalry.
Hold on. What'd you say, Lexi?
I agree with what Logan said. There's oversaturated, but I also think there's a lack of chivalry. Like I
Really?
think that people don't know how to date anymore. And then when you have like, even if the man is good, the way he's going about it isn't great, and then just kind of puts you off, you know? I hear it, Kiki trying to date a white man. I hear it.
Yeah, but now let me ask you this. Do you feel the same way about black men that date white women?
I do. I mean, to be honest, I have dated a white man before. I don't really.
What?
Yes.
But I mean, do you feel the same way? Are you cool with black men dating white women?
Yeah, I think it should just be about people finding good people, finding their person. Like, you know, it does suck growing up. You would hear things like, "Oh, the white women are taking all of our good black men," and they also have these good white men. So like they have a bigger pool to pull from. And like, while that can be true, I think that discredits how many good black men we actually have, because I don't think they're all getting snatched up by white women, and I don't think, you know, same that way, right? Like, I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think love wins no matter what. I think if the intentionality is there, that's fine. But I do think like if black men are dating white women because they don't want to deal with black women, that's when it becomes like problematic.
Do black men say that though? I don't want to deal. Well, I guess they do.
Black women are hard to deal with. We're loud. We're obnoxious. We're too hyper independent. We don't have a feminine soft side to us. Like
Internalize too much.
Yeah, it's true. No, I'm just playing.
Whoa!
I'm playing.
Officer,
But you know what? You know what I think? I think people date. According to their proximity.
That's a reason.
Yeah.
I think you see when you see black people dating white people, usually it's to their proximity, right? Like if you, for example, you know, we used to talk about Tiger Woods all the time, right? And all his girlfriends have been white, right? We haven't seen Tiger Woods with a black woman at all, right? And I think if you look at Tiger's life, he has just been around white people his entire life. Golf is a predominantly white sport. His father was bringing him around all these country clubs. He lived in a white neighborhood. His high school, you see, his prom date was in high school. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I think that's just. But I've seen the same thing with black girls too that go to a predominantly white school.
Exactly.
Their prom date is white, you know.
Yeah.
So I think people date according to their proximity, and I think college campuses kind of create another dynamic for the black athletes.
Yeah, of course, because those women go to college to get a degree in being a wife, not anything else. They go to college to find their husband, to be a kept woman.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm seeing black female athletes, Olympic athletes in particular, that have white boyfriends and husbands. I mean, and I don't know if it's because I tried to figure out this dynamic because I see it a lot in the track and field. In a couple of our Olympic athletes over this last Summer Olympics, right? They've got white husbands. And I was trying to figure out, is there something about them being Olympic level athletes that exposes them more to white men or anything? But I mean, I think that dynamic kind of works out both ways.
I think when you're traveling a lot, sometimes like where you're at, you kind of just fall in love with where you're
Fall in
at.
love with who you're around.
Yeah.
Kiki's around a lot of everything, though, right? She's around black people, white people. Kiki Palmer's around everybody.
Yeah.
Right. We wanted Michael Jackson to be attracted to a black woman, didn't we? Now you guys are too young to remember that, but I mean, we really was hoping, because I don't even think Michael Jackson's kids are really his kids. I don't.
What does that mean?
I mean,
can we dissect that real quick?
Right. You don't think he fathered those kids?
You guys do?
I mean, didn't he lose his virginity in his 30s or 20s?
I think that's a question that nobody knows the answer to.
But Michael.
But
Right.
you know, he faced a lot of negative response to his blackness. So I also wouldn't be surprised if, the reason why he catered towards white women is because that's what he was taught to believe was beautiful, because he was taught to believe that he was ugly.
How do you know? I just can't believe that about Michael. I think Michael, I'm going to be honest with you, as much as I loved Michael Jackson, I think Michael nestled himself into victimhood more so than he probably actually was.
What about his father's impact on him? Like
I-
he was always making fun of his nose. So what did Michael go do? Get his nose done.
I mean, look at his brothers, though. You don't see his brothers looking all dysfunctional and crazy.
But they were older. Like he was younger and he was in the limelight.
Randy's younger than him. Randy's younger than Michael. Mike, I don't even know if Randy had one nose job. I think Michael was being probably pulled in some different directions. And I think Michael, like I said, I think he felt some comfort being in a and I love Michael Jackson, y'all. I mean, seriously, man, I love Michael Jackson. Man, I was just showing Sonya how me being in a commercial with Michael Jackson.
I still want to see that commercial.
Yeah, I love him, man. I just think Michael found some comfort in being a victim, man. I mean, the rest of his brothers all speak highly of the old man.
I think he also was on the spectrum a bit. I think that has to do with it too. And like how you receive information is different to someone who's neurotypical. If you are neurodivergent, it's hard to process things differently. You know, you don't always understand something the first go around. So if there is abuse and assault and sexual harassment and all of these things happening to a neurotypical child and then also a neurodivergent child, I think the impact will be similar, but also significantly different because of how the brain processes and receives information.
Oh,
What are the comments? Read the comment, Matt.
A correctional officer says any father whose son brings home a female named Kiki, Lakeisha, or one of those types will quickly intercept and neutralize the relationship if he is a good father. My son will never say, I don't know that Kiki is. I mean, is Kiki her real name, though? That could be, though, the way she spells it. Just be a nickname, though. I don't have a problem with her name being Kiki.
Lauren Kiana Palmer.
Yeah. I was about to say, yeah. I can tell that's like a little nickname there. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
You don't want to read the rest of these comments,
And
man.
Google is free.
Google's free. There you go. All right, Logan, Lexi. Lexi, I hope you feel better.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
I hate you feeling bad on a weekend. I hope you
Yeah,
get
me
out this
too.
weekend.
I'm definitely staying in this weekend. Logan knows when I am on my cycle, I do not pop out for anyone or anything.
I know that's right. Next week, our listeners are they're waiting to hear about the lives of you guys. You guys got to tell us about like what the lives of these incredible young Black women and what y'all gossiping about and talking about and dishing on.
Yes, next weekend we're all
Some
in.
hot gossip.
That's what they want to know. Where'd y'all go eat at this week? What you think? What clubs y'all go to? I think this relationship about Black men and Black women in Chicago is interesting. About what you guys think and what you guys feel that Black men feel about you guys. That's a good one, man.
Okay, let's dive in next
That
week.
is a good one. All right, we're out of here. Guess who's coming up next, y'all? Ken Duncan. Share the show on Facebook Live, and I'll love you for it, guys. Love you to pieces. We'll see you. Get out to the Blues Fest. I'll be there tomorrow and Sunday hanging out, maybe even a day, depending on this weather. You got tickets, be sure to go by the WVOM booth so you can cash them in. We'll see you then. Ken Duncan's on deck, guys. Don't go anywhere.